gold medal winning boxers. We have 5 finals for you this afternoon, featuring no fewer than 3 reigning world champions. And joining me at ringside to call the shots will be the former featherweight champion of the world, Barry McGuigan. Barry, 3 world champions, but the man I'm looking forward to seeing is Felix Savon, the Cuban heavyweight who's won 66 gold medals in his career so far.
Yeah, Savon is a sensational fighter. He's produced some fabulous form here in this competition, and he's had to because the level of competition has been really high. I'm very much looking forward to seeing him and the other 2 world champions as well.
We've got some marvellous boxing action for you on Prime Sports here this afternoon. The heavyweights a little later in the programme. We're going to start off with the light flyweights and our first reigning world champion, Nishan Munkian of Armenia, right after the break.
The forefront.
Welcome back to the Imperial Queen's Park Hotel. We're at ringside now, an empty ring, but soon to feature those 5 finals I was telling you about. Now, as I told you just before the break, we start off with a light flyweight final, Rafael Lozano Munoz of Spain against the reigning world champion, Nishan Munkian of Armenia. Before the boxers get into the ring, let's just have a quick look at their path from the semi-finals through to the final. Now, Rafael Lozano Munoz, well, he was rather fortunate. His opponent, the Bulgarian Daniel Petrov, broke his left hand in winning his quarter-final bout, and poor Petrov had to withdraw from the tournament, giving Lozano Munoz a walkover into the final. As for Nishan Munkian, well, in the semi-final he had a tough fight. He was up against Pramwansak Posuan, the local favorite from Thailand, but Munkian boxed with great composure and beat him really quite easily in the end by 11 points to 6. Well, Barry McGuigan, the Spaniard Lozano Munoz against the world champion Nishan Munkian. First of all, what sort of a fight do you see it turning out to be, and can you pick a winner for us?
I think Munkian is a very difficult guy to fight at the best of times. Lozano Munzio is very much a short guy. He likes to box on the retreat, and Munkian is going to force him back. Munkian is going to force him back, and he's going to take the initiative. I think Munkian is going to win this fight. It'll be an exciting contest for the 5 rounds. I think it'll go the distance, but Munkian is going to be on top, I think.
Yes, I'll rather go along with that. Just a quick chance for me to recap the rules. We have 5 2-minute rounds. In the event of a knockdown or a hard punch, there is a mandatory 8 count. If you have 3 of those counts in 1 round, you're automatically out. If you have 4 of those counts in the course of the 5 rounds, you're automatically out as well. We have 5 ringside judges. They have electronic scoring pads in front of them. When they see a clean shot landed, they have to press a button, a red button for the red boxer, a blue button for the blue boxer, and if 3 judges, 3 out of the 5, press their scoring buttons within 1 second of the punch landing, then that punch is registered on the respective fighter's column. If there's a referee's warning, a public warning to a fighter, well, his opponent gets 3 points, so good, clean fighting is essential. We're now looking at the world champion, Nishan Munkian from Armenia. 31 years of age now, so maybe this might be his last major championships. European gold medalist, Goodwill gold medalist, world champion, and his tiny opponent from Spain, Rafael Lozano Munoz. Referee is Mr. Mukhtari from Algeria. 5 2-minute rounds, and the first of the 12 World Cup finals that you'll be seeing live on Prime Sports over the next 2 days. Mr. Mukhtari just checking that all the ringside officials are exactly where they should be, in place. And if you can sort of glance from one side of the ring and look at Munkian and look at Munoz, we call him Munoz for brevity's sake, you can see that Munkian is certainly not very tall, but Munoz is absolutely tiny. Round one, Munoz in red, Munkian in blue.
Munoz very short, and I've seen him box on the retreat and box coming forward. He actually boxes better when he's been forced back. And Munkian, he likes to come forward. He's got tremendous anticipation. His hands are out in front of him, and he's like a radar. This guy, he can pick you off at range, and he's got tremendous speed. Holds his hands relatively low in comparison to most of the fighters here, but tremendous speed and anticipation. Can spot your punches coming, just floats back out of range and then comes back himself. And a hard, stiff puncher for the light flyweight division. We talked about Munoz being short, but Munkian is very big for 48 kilos, very big indeed.
Referee Mr. Mukhtari towering over both men. And if either of these two boxers are feeling nerves in opening up the final proceedings, certainly not showing a good aggressive start by the Spaniard, and the Armenian, as we've come to expect, a master at the art of counterpunching.
Yeah, Munoz is trying to take it to Munkian, but he's finding him very elusive and very quick. He's that much taller, and he's got a bit more reach advantage, and he's as I said, this left jab is it's like as I say, an antenna, just feeling his way in, banging the right hand over, and quickly chopping across that left hook. Very quick indeed, and straight, accurate blows. But Munoz is fighting on equal terms in the first round.
Munkian looks such a cool fighter, doesn't he? You can see him weighing up all the options as he comes in. 31 years of age, very experienced. He's seen all this before. He's been in major finals, and Munoz hasn't, and that must count for something.
Yeah, Munoz is doing well. He's finishing the round pretty strongly. It's a very even opening round. Very, very even indeed.
Let me quickly tell you how both men reached this final. Munoz had a bye in the first round against Huang of Taipei in the second round. He stopped him in 3 rounds. Quarterfinal, beat Sharok of Iran 14 points to 10. And as I told you a moment or so ago, in the semi-final, a walkover over Daniel Petrov of Bulgaria. Nishan Munkian also had a bye in the first round, beat Diomadilov of Kazakhstan 12-8. And then in the quarterfinal, Bernard Hinault of France 13-8. And then the Thai boxer Pramwansak P.1 by 11 points to 6. So they've had a stiff old workout the last few days.
Yes, in particular the Armenian boxer Munkian has worked very hard, but showing no ill effects whatsoever.
Round 2 of the 1994 World Cup light flyweight final, live on Prime Sports. Coming to you from Bangkok, Rafael Munoz, Spain in the red, Nishan Munkian, Armenia in blue. Now, there's a cut.
Is there a cut?
Yes, there is just a cut on the bridge of the Spaniard's nose. It doesn't look too serious at all. But Mr. Mukhtari, safety first is the watchword in amateur boxing. Just on the bridge of his nose. I was talking to the medical jury members beforehand. They're delighted. They haven't had one single serious cut to deal with in these championships, and that must be some sort of record.
Yeah.
Proves the head guards work anyway.
Yeah, well, they stopped the abrasions and the cuts, there's no doubt about that. But Munkian has got Munoz under control.
Yeah, the little Spaniard is coming in like a little terrier dog, and Munkian boxing really very, very well.
Yeah, he's become a little bit impatient, Munoz, and he's trying to take the fight to Munkian. Munkian is exceptionally quick, and he's just waiting for the little Spaniard to come in, and he's trying to pick him off. But it's a very close round, Dave. The first round is very close and very even indeed, and Munoz fought very much on even terms.
He did, but Munkian's counter-punching, I think, is starting to get home in this second round. Munoz told to get his head up. Difficult job for him, I think.
Absolutely, unless they put him on a stretcher. Oh, good leg.
Nice shot.
Right
That was
hook from him.
That was a good scoring shot.
In a southpaw stance. He's trying hard, Munoz. Munkian is, as I say, he just looks poised, doesn't he, Munkian? He just looks like he's in control. Never looks waffled or doesn't look stressed out at any time. He's so cool and composed. He's just got, and he drifts around the ring and just floats around the ring, and he's very, very quick with his hands. His hands are at a position where he can fire them without having to lift them or give you little, telltale signs that he's going to deliver a punch. That's the problem with having your hands up so high, Dave. You've got to drop them down the shoulder length before you can actually deliver them. So if the guy's got good anticipation, he can spot them and just get his head moving or get his hands up.
Munkian fighting like the world champion he is in this second round. Inside the last 10 seconds. And hasn't been a bad round for Munkian at all.
Yeah, Dave,
End of round 2. หมดยกที่ 2
rounds are very close.
Well, I've got, at the end of that second round, I've got Munkian maybe certainly no more than 2 punches ahead. 1 or 2, top of the range, I'd say.
Well, it's difficult to say, but I would say that Munkian is maybe slightly ahead, but these rounds are very close, and it's difficult to decide because they're sort of scoring an equal amount of blows. Very even.
Well, as we told you before, what to look out for are clean scoring punches landed to the target area. That's the head and the front of the body. Crowd absorbed by this. Very nearly a full house here at the Imperial Queen's Park Hotel in Bangkok.
Seconds out. Round 3 ยกที่ 3
Third round, scheduled 5 round, light fly final, 48 kilos. And when you think that Munkian, nice shot again, a little left, short, jamming left hook from the Spaniard. And you think Munkian will be 33 by the time the next Olympics come around. Probably the last time we'll see him in a major event like this.
Yeah, it's difficult to keep your weight at that weight. Obviously he's pretty comfortable at the weight, but as you get a bit older, it becomes more difficult to make the division limit of 48 kilos. As I said, he's very well built in his upper body. He's given him a public and that's very unfair. Very severe.
I do sympathise with Munoz. He's such a tiny guy. His head is naturally below Munkian's chin, and if he lifts his head up, his chin's going to be wide open. But he has had a public warning, and that is 3 points added to Munkian's score, provided 3 judges at ringside agreed. Like the scoring I told you about earlier, they have a foul button to press, or 3 of them press the foul button.
He's going to disqualify him here, Dave.
Yeah.
He's been giving him a stern warning indeed.
Well,
I don't know what he can do.
No, I don't know. And he's getting, well, it's all hands to the pumps now in the Spaniard's corner. He's just throwing caution to the winds. He's got a big deficit to make up now with those 3 points added to Munkian's
I'm afraid
score.
so. That's made a big, distinct difference. I can't understand why the referee is imposing these penalties like that, because the guy's smaller and there's not much he can do.
No.
He's just been very. If you watch the referee now, he's actually picking on one boxer, and he only watches. If you watch his eye shot, he doesn't take his eyes off the Spaniard.
Well, when you know one man is fouling and you've given him a public warning, I suppose you tend to watch him, don't you, rather than the other man. Let's not say for an instant that Munkian is blameless, because he's not, but poor old Rafael Munoz is picking up the lion's share of the penalties.
Yeah, Munoz is. He's trying very hard here. He's trying to force the fight now. And if it were down to scoring blows, he's right on equal terms here with Munkian. Munoz is definitely behind at this stage, Dave. Definitely behind.
And Munkian goes back to his corner, secure in the knowledge that he's really been gifted 3 points. Now, Munoz, The corner have got to really gear him up a bit. He'll be very despondent after that, Barry.
No doubt about that. He'll be very upset. Yeah, and they've got to say to him, look, guys, they're going to say to him, just cool it down. Don't lose your composure. Just continue pressing him, because he's doing better when he's actually forcing the fight against Mukian. And just stay on top of him, stay within punching range. Try not to get worn for your head and just let your punches go, because he's got to work very hard in these last 2 rounds.
It's certainly not beyond him, but the referee, Mr. Mukhtari, hasn't done him any favours. And as I said,
None whatsoever.
I think it's a little unjust on Munoz, simply because he is such a tiny man. But still, those are the breaks, and you've just got to accept them and get on with it. Round 4. And we do have a warning, or a little admonishment to Munkian just for hitting around the side of Munoz's head.
You know, Munoz is doing the work here, Dave. He's the one who's pressing the fight. He's trying very hard, and Munkian hasn't been able to land any really straight, direct blows in the last couple of rounds. This is good, accurate stuff from the Spaniard.
Well, Munoz knows he's got absolutely nothing to lose. He's behind. And once again, a warning for the head. Oh, this is
disqualify him, Dave,
I would
I'm telling
hate
you.
to see a disqualification in a World Cup final, especially in the very first bout of the day. And I would ask, and I would wish that Mr. Mukhtari would give Munoz just a little bit of leeway.
Munoz, I'm delighted with him here. He's putting up a tremendous performance against the world champion, and he's forcing this fight all of the time. He's not overawed by Munkian. He's trying really desperately hard.
Well, your heart really does go out to the little Spaniard. He hasn't taken a backward step throughout this contest, and he's really proving quite a handful now for Munkian. And he scored some good shots in this round, Barry.
Yeah, he's really trying hard.
Like
and
that.
He's picked up a few punches himself, but the vast majority of the direct blows have been landed by the Spaniard. And I feel sorry for him. He's been a little bit hard done by, and I think he's going to have it all to do to win this one. Oh, good straight, direct right hook from him. That's good stuff from him again. You see, on the inside like that, he's working better.
Yes, well, because he's so tiny, he has to come in, and he will have developed as an in-fighter because of his size.
No doubt about that. He will have learned to fire punches up close. But
And he
he's doing
throws
well.
a good right hand, another good one from the Spaniard. And Munkian's corner told to keep quiet as round 4 nears its conclusion.
Oh, good work.
Another shot
Spaniard.
from the
That's
Spaniard.
Good stuff from him.
And I'd have him...
That's his round anyway.
I'd have him, if not
Mojoki.
on equal terms, they're not far off.
If
He
he can pull
certainly
out a
took
good,
that round.
yeah, if he can pull out a good last round here and win it convincingly, he could still hang on to this.
All is not lost.
No,
By any
indeed not.
manner of means. I wonder if world champions get a little more latitude. I mean, the referee obviously knows he's a world champion. Do you think he gets away with a little bit more than he otherwise might?
Yeah, it's difficult to say, but I would be I'd be telling a lie if I said that the referee is not impressed with his credentials, having won the world championships. He will obviously be looking on the other guy in the event of an infringement, and I think that he's been a little bit hard on the Spaniard, and it could have been he could have given him a warning rather than giving him just a warning instead of a public warning.
Seconds out. Final round.
Well, the
Yokotai.
fifth and final round, and certainly on the scorecard I'm keeping at ringside, everything to play for in this round. It is not beyond Munoz of Spain in red against the world champion, Nashan Munkian of Armenia. Remember, the Spaniard has picked up a public warning, though, and that'll be 3 points automatically to Munkian.
Good body work from Munoz. He's really trying hard here, and look, the referee's giving him another warning. He's on his last warning here, Dave. Another one, and he'll be disqualified.
Yeah, and that would be a bitter shame, and something that we don't want to see. Munkian still trying to box coolly under pressure, but there's no doubt that he's been rattled by the little Spaniard.
Yeah, Munoz has been very impressive here. He's given him far more trouble than I initially thought. He's caused him no end of trouble, and you know, Munkian is showing the signs of a little bit of wear and tear. He's a little bit tired looking, Dave, and he's had to work harder than Munoz. Munoz didn't have a semi-final bout, and you know, Munkian is looking a bit rattled, and Munoz is throwing everything into this last minute of the fight. Good right hook.
I think Munoz could be shaving this. He's done all the attacking. He's fought like a little tiger. He's fought his heart out here.
Yeah, Munkian, his timing is off, Dave, here. He's not as good. Oh, Flanders
with a good left hook coming in. That was a good scoring shot by the world champ.
Oh, right hand as he's turning. Referee's giving him a warning again here.
No, ticking off wasn't a public warning.
No public warning. A warning and a public warning is different, obviously. But Munoz definitely fighting and finishing the stronger of the two. And this is a close fight, Dave. There's very little in it. Very little indeed. And I'm watching the judge on my right. I'm watching his thumbs working here.
Well, just 9 seconds left in this light fly final.
And who's going to land the last blow? Well, Munoz is the one that's trying hardest.
There's the bell.
It's a close one, Dave. It's
Good
a
fight.
real close one.
Good fight. It's very close. It's too close for us to call. It really is. I suspect that public warning that Munoz received may well prove decisive. We'll take a break. Join us for the medal ceremony and the verdict in just a moment. We'll, of course, wait for the... Welcome back. The medal ceremony party entering the ring. Mr. Kanar Doganelli, Executive Committee Member of the International Amateur Boxing Association, and Mr. Frank Hendry, Executive Committee Member also of the AIBA and a jury member here in Bangkok. And they will present the bronze and gold and silver medals. The gold having gone to Nishan Munkian of Armenia by 15 points to 8.
The medals will be presented by Professor Anwar Chaudhry, the president of IBA. ผู้ให้เกียรติมอบเหรียญรางวัลได้แก่ Professor Anwar Chaudhry,
Two
ประธาน
bronze
สหพันธ์
medalists,
มวยสากลสมัครเล่น
Pasiwan
นา
of
นา
Thailand,
ชาติ
Petrov of Bulgaria.
The gold medalist is Nishan Mukhlan from Armenia.
European gold medalist, Goodwill Games gold medalist, world champion and World Cup winner Nishan Munkian of Armenia.
The silver medalist Munoz Rafael Lozano from Spain.
And the scoreline really didn't give Munoz too much credit, Barry.
I don't think so. I think Munoz put up a tremendous performance, and I thought that even the scoring was a bit unfair to him. It was a very close fight indeed. If anything, it was possibly Munkian who should have lost. But there you go, very close indeed.
Daniel Petrov of Bulgaria, the man who broke his left hand in the quarterfinal and was forced to concede to Munoz, and from Wansak Posuan, who ironically also could not have boxed here today. He's hurt his thumb, and he's been told that had he got through to today's final, he could not have boxed. So that's
The bouquets will be presented by Mr. Arthur Tunstall, Vice President of IBA and Jury President of the Bangkok World Cup Championships.
And these magnificent bouquets being presented by the Australian, Mr. Arthur Tunstall, another of the executive committee members of the AIBA, in fact, Mr. Tunstall, Vice President of the International Amateur Boxing Association. Beautiful bouquets of orchids and locally grown flowers for these 4 medalists. And now we will have the national anthem of Armenia for the World Cup champion Nishan Munkian World Cup champion at light flyweight for 1994.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise up for the victory anthem.
And the hall darkens, and the band of the Royal Thai Army will strike up the Armenian national anthem. Well, as I say, we may not be seeing Munkian again in a major championship like this, but what a way to go out. Well, from light flies, we move up to the bantamweight division. That's next. The next final you'll be seeing, 54 kilos. Let's take a look at how the two finalists reached this afternoon's final. Two finalists, Claudia Cristashi of Romania and the world champion Alexander Hristov of Bulgaria. In the semi-finals, Cristashi beat Dirk Kruger of Germany by 18 points to 7. And Hristov, the world champion, beat the 1991 world gold medalist from Sydney, Istvan Kovac of Hungary, by 11 points to 4. And it's interesting to note about Cristashi, I don't think a man has ever reached a final, for all we know, may even win a final with having been disqualified in a previous bout. If we just take you back to the quarterfinals when Cristashi fought Shan Xiaoqiang of China, he was disqualified in round 2 for an alleged low blow. Now, we at ringside were convinced it was a legitimate body shot. The International Appeals Jury sat long into the night. They studied videotape evidence, and they decided that Cristashi had, in fact, landed a good body shot. But Chiang had been maybe putting it on a little bit and feigning the injury, so it was the Chinese boxer who was disqualified. Cristashi was reinstated, and here is Cristashi now, Claudia Cristashi of Romania, in with a chance of winning a gold medal against the reigning, another of the world champions we'll see today, a very confident-looking Alexander Hristov of Bulgaria, the European champion and the world champion as well. Round one, Cristashi in red, Hristov in blue. This is the 1994 Bantamweight World Cup final.
Now watch Hristov, I should say before, he's a very light hitter, paws a lot with his left hand, but throws a lot of quick, direct and accurate punches. He's a very fast hitter, just sort of bounces on his toes, stays on his toes all the time, and he counter punches very well, but the puncher of the two is definitely Cristashi. He can bang hard.
Elusive style that Hristov has got, leans back from the waist.
Yeah, very straight and very upright, but pulls back well from the waist and counter punches very quickly indeed. Cristashi is losing his composure a little bit here. He's a wee bit frustrated, and he's going to have to go at this guy. He's not going to be able to stand off him. Romanian's going to have to charge forward and try to get the Bulgarian, pin him down, and nail him with those fast punches. He's definitely got a hard punch, as we saw in the semi-final. Solid punches.
And there's no doubting, as we saw before in the previous light fly bout from Nishan Munkian, the reigning world champions got an air of confidence about them, Barry.
Yeah, there's no doubt that they've been to these things before. They're not ruffled by anything, and you know, they've seen it all before. They're nice and cool and relaxed, and they have an air of confidence. And in some cases, they're a bit cocky, but that's the World Champions opening round. Very quick, very fast and accurate, and landed some nice little clipping punches. No hurtful blows at all, but the ones that were hitting the target area were from the world champion.
Well, we'll tell you how they got there. This is Klausya Christashi, had a bye in the first round, then he accounted for Sidikov of Uzbekistan 11-7. That quarter-final against Shan Xiaoqiang of China, won in the event on a second round disqualification. And then the semi-final against Dirk Kruger that he won 18 points to 7. And as for Christoph, in the first round, he met Bulaya of Algeria, beat him 11-7. Then Striabine of Moldova, 14-6. The quarter-final against Abu Bakiov of Kazakhstan, 9-3. And then Kovash, the 1991 world champion, Kovash of Hungary, lost 11-4. So Christoph in blue, Christasha in red. The Bulgarians opening round, I feel.
Yeah, the Bulgarian is just doing this straighter punching, and as I say, he's very effective. He wouldn't be my favorite style of boxer, but he's very effective indeed. Very straight up indeed. Cuffed with the inside of his glove there, the toe off at the referee.
Got an unusual style, Christoph. The left hand almost carried by his side, and
he's got very long arms and very tall for a bantamweight, but he's able to let those punches go like a rapid fire.
And at the moment, Christasha really hasn't figured him out too well.
No, he's what's the way he paused to? He pushes the left jab out of the way of Christasha. He just pushes it out of the way. It comes back with his own left jab. He moves very, very well. He's good. Again, tremendous anticipation. Lifted his left leg up there. What was that about?
And, that was called a knee-jerk reaction.
Yes, I'm afraid so. He's and again. He's making a bit of a meal of this, Christasha. He's using his experience here. But if Christasha wants to do any sort of damage, he's got to get up close on top of the Bulgarian. He's really just got to force him back to the ropes and use those short, powerful arms that he's got. He's standing off too far at the moment. And
scores very well to
yeah,
Christoph.
Yeah, Christoph's going to pick him apart here if he doesn't get up on top of him. See that? See how quickly he is. Lands 3 or 4 very long punches and he turns him around in the corner.
And also watch too when Christasha comes inside how tightly that Christoph clamps his elbows to the side of his own body to negate the effect of any body punches from Christasha.
He's giving him a public
inside.
warning. Now, I'll tell you what's happened here, Dave. The Bulgarian is overplaying this, and he's sticking his head up in the air, and he's making a meal of it. The Romanian's coming forward, and when he gets in close, just watch what the Bulgarian does. The world champion, he grabs him, and he sticks his head up in the air, and he lifts his legs up around his waist and all, and he just overdoes it. And he's got to kill a public warning. Well, that's 2 rounds to the Bulgarian. He's well up at this stage.
Yes, I would think that if we were to have a look at the scoring computer, which of course we can't do, but were we able to, we would see, I'm sure, that Christoph has a substantial lead at the moment. Incidentally, if you've probably noticed the name O'Neill's on the waistband of Christoph's shorts, and we were wondering how come a Bulgarian world champion fighting in Thailand was wearing sports gear from a shop in Dublin, and you sorted all that out for us, Barry.
Yes, there was a multinational tournament in Dublin last year, so obviously he'd been there at one of those tournaments and picked up the gear. In fact, we've seen a few T-shirts and a few shorts with the O'Neill badge on them, so I can only assume that that's where he's gotten them from.
So now you know. Coming out for the third, the reigning world champion,
Round 3,
Alexander Christoph of Bulgaria in blue, in the driving seat against Klausya Christasha of Romania. And like Nishan Munkian before him, Christoph is 30 years of age, so this will probably be his last hurrah as well. And what a way to go out with a World Cup gold medal.
Yeah, he's got real accuracy. I mean, the speed of his hands. I mean, he wouldn't knock the cap off your head. He's got no power whatsoever. The power that he has is zilch, but the punches just go out rapid fire.
Actually,
you would think that he wouldn't sort of be conducive to this type of scoring, would he, Dave? But he obviously is doing it so cleanly and so accurately that although there's no great force in the blows, you can see the ones that are landing.
Well, technically, he's a very skillful boxer. He cuffs off Kristashov.
Oh, good right hand from Kristashov. That's the first punch he's landed now. His legs are a bit shaky here. The world champion's got hurt by that shot.
And we know the Romanian can hit.
Yeah.
As Chang of China found out.
Look at the antics of the Bulgarian when he gets in close to this. Look, he turns up when he jerks, he moves the head away, and he causes...
Well, that was silly by Kristashov, who hit him a couple of seconds after the break.
Again, he's going to warn him now. What's going to happen here?
Second warning. Next time he's out.
Yeah.
And I've got to say, Barry, he's bringing a little bit of it on himself, because when you watch him go in, the head does bob up and down a little bit.
No, I don't agree with you at all, Dave. I think he's shorter, the shorter man, like it was in the semi or in the final of the light flyweights. But I just think that the champion's making a meal of it. Well, there you go. It doesn't make any difference. He's way down at this stage.
Whether it's accidental, intentional, whether, he still picked up two public warnings. That's now 6 points added to Christoph, and this one really is all over bar the shouting, unless you can stop him, exactly. And in the last round, you will see Christoph just dance around, keep out of trouble, because he's got a gold medal halfway into his pocket by now. They can very nearly start engraving his name on the trophy. And I'm sure that's exactly what his corner man is saying. Amateur boxing, of course, the corners don't have too much to do apart from fan them down and issue words of encouragement. They're not allowed, like the pros are, to put any grease on a boxer's face. They're not allowed to dress any cuts at all with anything other than just plain water. And if they put too much water on their boxer, the referee will stop and tell them to towel it off. And in fact, we've seen this used as a tactic to extend the break. A coach will deliberately drench his boxer and add an extra 10-15 seconds to the break when the referee instructs that boxer to be dried off. Fourth round.
He's so quick, the Bulgarian world champion. He's just so difficult to fight. The problem with an elusive fighter like this is somebody who's so quick on their feet. By the time you set your feet to punch hard, he's hit you with 3-4 punches and he's away again. So, you know, what you got to do is try and hit him with light blows. If you try to load up, he's going to be away. But again, he doesn't like body shots, doesn't like anything at all. I'd like to see the Cuban fight this guy. Cuban was exceptionally good, and I thought he would been unlucky not to get to the final.
Well, we'll tell you about what happened with the Cubans as these finals unfold. But I bet the Cubans would like to have been here too. It certainly fancied their chances against this man.
This is better work from Kristashov. Sorry, these names are so alike. It's better work from the Romanian. He's forcing the fight up on top of Bulgarian. He's hurt him a few times. Look how quickly he turned around the champion there. He's so quick on his feet. It's so difficult to pin him down. But there's no doubt the Romanian has done better in this round.
And Kristashov ready for the action before Christoph was. But again, you can draw the parallels with Munkian before him. Christoph has seen it all before. He knows all the little wrinkles and dodges, and we've seen them. A couple of public warnings to Christasha. Deserved or not, he still got them.
Yeah, Christasha's starting to grind him down now. Good body shots, good head shots. He's hurting him now. And the champion's beginning to show his age. A little bit tired. Christasha, if he can finish...
End of round 4.
Finish this guy off with a right hand. That's the only way he's going to win at this stage. He's so far behind. He's won that last round, but he's still way adrift.
Yes,
and the world champion's going to take it, unfortunately.
The margin is huge. Be in no doubts about that. Alexander Christoph. When he won the world gold medal last year, he beat Kazamayor en route to that final. Kazamayor fighting as a featherweight in these championships and was eliminated at the semi-final stage yesterday. But he's shown that he can cope with the Cubans.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, the Romanian is a very heavy puncher all the same, and he's proved, as I said, throughout this competition that he's got real power. And he definitely rattled the world champion in the last round there, and he's so far adrift, he's going to have to knock out the champion. That's Christasha in the red. He's going to have to win by knockout.
Absolutely, that's what it comes down to. Christasha in red, Christoph in blue. Last round of the Bantamweight World Cup final. And remember, one of these 12 winners will be named the overall World Cup winner. I wonder if it might be Christoph. He's looked very stylish throughout. Just intent on staying out of trouble now in this final round, the world champ.
Now that's all he's got to do, just stay adrift, keep on the move, and it's only 2-minute round, so just drift in and out, pull around to the side, keep the guy off balance. That's what it is, just prod out that left jab that he's got. Impeccably quick puncher. Keep on the end of that long jab, frustrate him, and don't allow him to get himself set to punch hard. Because it doesn't matter how many times he hits him, it's going to knock him out to win this fight. Good right hand from him.
Yes, Christasha getting in with 1 or 2 shots, but really not enough to make any dramatic impact on the lead that Christoph has.
Well, I'm afraid not. He's got to land with a real stunning blow and stop the champion with 1 shot. He's boxed much better in the last 2 rounds, and his pressure has worked in the last couple of rounds, but he's been penalised twice, and in the last 15 seconds of the fight, he's got it all to do.
And credit to the Romanian, he could have become extremely demoralised after those 2 public warnings, but he's kept plugging gamely forward. But he did give himself an awful lot of leeway to make up. And the bell goes. And I'm sure it is just a formality for Alexander Christoph to become not only a European champion, not only a world champion, but a World Cup winner as well. And what a nice way that would be if this is indeed his last major international tournament. I'm sure we'll see him again in multi-nations and the like of that, but as to whether he's still around in 2 years' time in Atlanta, well, personally, I have my own doubts.
Well, he's got the right sort of style. He's an elusive, very difficult to hit opponent, and he'll give them all nightmares. Who's the winner?
Blue.
Well, there's a surprise.
On point, 17-8.
I don't know what the boos are for. 17 points to 8.
That's not bad.
And, well, you add 6 points to that Christasha gave away. And, well, you can see, might have been a lot closer, but for those 2 warnings. We'll take a break. Back in a moment for the medal ceremonies. Medal ceremony. And Professor Emil Chechev, Professor, the President, I should say, of the International Amateur Boxing Association, and a jury member here, presents the gold to Alexander Christoph of Bulgaria. Very nice medal that looks too, with blue enamel on it too, with the AIBA logo on it.
The silver medalist
Silver
is Claudia Christasha from
Claudia
Romania.
Christasha, who is sporting quite a decent black eye. His left eye, that'll need a bit of steak on it tonight.
The bronze medalist
Two bronze medalists,
Dirk Kruger
the
from
German
Germany.
Dirk Kruger, who accounted for carry-on of Dirk Kruger of Germany, who accounted for carry-on of Cuba, somewhat controversially in the quarterfinals.
From Hungary.
And last but not least, the former world gold medalist in 1991, István Kovács of Hungary, who lost to Christoph in the semi-finals.
And we also have the honor of Professor Ismail Osman, Executive Committee member of IBA.
Bouquets, these gorgeous
to the
bouquets,
winner.
they'll be presented by Dr. Ismail Osman, Executive Committee member of the International Amateur Boxing Association, and another of the jury members of the Bangkok World Cup jury. And the pictures being snapped away in the background. They also got a diploma that says they have boxed in these
Ladies
World Cup
and
championships.
gentlemen,
So those are the medal formalities over.
please rise up for the national
And we shall
anthem
now
of Bulgaria.
observe the Bulgarian national anthem in honor of the 1994 Bantamweight World Cup champion, Alexander Christoph of Bulgaria. Time for the lightweight final now. Julio Gonzalez of Cuba in blue, the reigning World Cup champion, against Marco Rudolph of Germany. A quick look at how they both got to this particular stage of the competition. In the semi-finals, Rudolph accounted for Bruno Vortel of France by 12 points to 8. And in a real battle, Gonzalez took on Toncho Tonchev of Bulgaria, beating 17 points to 10. Round one. Rudolph in red, Gonzalez in blue. Cuba against Germany, and very little love lost between these two boxing nations, Barry.
Yes. Yeah, they certainly have been a great deal of animosity amongst them during this competition itself. But the Cuban looked fantastic in the semi-final. He was down in the first round when it looked like he was almost going to be out against the Bulgarian, and he came roaring back to win the next 4 rounds conclusively. The German, I thought, was lucky in the semi-final, but there you have it. He's boxing pretty well in the opening round.
Yeah, he's got in a couple of good, clean early shots, did Marco Rudolph.
Gonzalez is extremely tall for a lightweight division. He must be 6 feet tall, and for weighing 9 stone 7 or 133 pounds is quite incredible. 132 actually. But the German's just forcing him back, and again he's landing more solid blows. Hands very wide apart. You can just see how little interest they have in watching the body. Look at how wide apart the German's arms are. Solar plex is wide open, and the Cuban not working on the body at all, just banging away to the head.
Which is unusual for Cuban boxers.
Yes, indeed. He's been taken out of his stride here. He's weak for the lightweight division. He's tall and rangy, but he's weak. He's not a hard puncher. And the German's just walking in on top of him.
Well, almost exaggerated respect being shown by both these boxers towards each other in this opening round. Good round for the German.
Yeah, so it's a definite good round for the German. He looked in control there, no doubt about that.
Marco Rudolph,
more solid blows.
24 years of age, from the former German Democratic Republic, East Germany as was, and a former GDR champion. Took a gold medal at the World Championships in 1991 in Sydney, and a silver medal in the 92 Olympics. In fact, Barry, in the Olympic final, he got beaten by Oscar de la Hoya.
Well, there you go. He's very strong indeed, and he looks like an East German boxer, very focused, and he sticks to his game plan every time. Against De La Hoya was very tall and rangy, almost like Gonzalez in style. Very quick hands and probably a little bit stronger than Gonzalez, but he's coping with Gonzalez. Rudolph won that round for me, and he's in the driving seat.
Yes, and me. I
Round
subscribe
two.
to that view.
Yokito.
Second round. Rudolph of Germany in red, Gonzalez of Cuba in blue.
Cuba needs to get his punches going a little bit better. Try and keep it at long range. He's got an excellent jab, but he's not working and he's not using it. He's trying to fight the Germans fight, and you've got to hand credit to Marco Rudolph for that. He's making a Cuban fight the way he likes to fight. Got to keep him in the end of a long jab, snap it out, snap his head back, and then quickly bang over that right hand. Oh, that's a good uppercut from the Cuban. Beautiful short uppercut. But again, you've got to say the German looks in control here, Dave. He just looks a little bit more in control, looks better presence in the ring. And there's little between him in this round. Cuban's boxing better, but the German's still there, still right in front of him.
Yes, Gonzalez is one of the lesser lights, one of the unsung men in the Cuban team. And it's not fighting with the sparkle that we've seen from him in the earlier rounds. Rudolph's fighting very well.
Yeah, Rudolph's hurt him there. He's hurt him a few times with the right hand. Good right hand from the Cuban. That's a beautiful shot now. That's a good long-range right hand. There's the sort of punches he should be landing. Keeping the fight at long distance and just whacking out those long, straight, accurate punches. It's better stuff from him. And he's hurt the German, Dave.
I think you're right. He beat a German fighter, an East German fighter in the last World Cup final. And he suddenly seems to have got Rudolph's measure. But there's only
good left hook
15 seconds left in round two. Not much time for him.
This is a much better round from the Cuban. He's winning this round. There's a bit of the referee's telling off the Cuban corner. The problem is there's lots of the Cuban boxers about 10 feet back from the corner, and the corner are getting blamed for it.
The entire team's round the Cuban corner. The entire German team is round the German corner. And we've got cheers and counter cheers and boos and
that's a
all the rest
Cuban's round.
of it. Good atmosphere.
Yes, the Cuban's round, Dave, in my opinion. My humble opinion.
It's not humble, I agree with you. I'll go along with that. Julio Gonzalez and Marco Rudolph. Marco Rudolph beat Kazorian of Armenia on points in the first round. Then Osagie of Nigeria, 10-9. Quarterfinalist, Kalabiev of Kazakhstan, 8-5. And then Bruno Vartel of France, 12 points to 8. Close contest, that could have gone either way. Went the Germans' way. And Julio Gonzalez, first round beat Victor of Indonesia, 10-2. Then Joe Zabak of Australia, 21-7. In the quarterfinals, Sultani of Algeria, 12-9. And then Tonchev, the tongue-twisting Bulgarian. I'm glad he's out, 17 points to 10 in the semi-finals. The reigning World Cup champion against a former world champion in the shape of Rudolph.
Round three.
Very
Yokito.
delicately balanced.
Yes, indeed. The Cuban has come into the fight more in the second round, but he did take chances, and he was really putting himself forward and leaving himself open and fighting Rudolph's fight. But he did land a couple of really solid right hands. Oh, it was nailed again.
Good left hook from the German.
Yeah, body shots now coming a little bit too late. Oh, beautiful
nice
right
right
hand.
hand.
from the Cuban.
Well, they're swapping heavy shots in this third round. Another good shot goes in from Gonzalez's right hand. Seeming to bounce off Rudolph. Strong man.
Rudolph coming right back in there and banging in the right hand. Gonzalez hits Gonzalez right on the button, right above our heads. This is a even round again, Dave.
Trying to see Hernandez pick up the speed a little bit. That's good body shot.
As Gonzalez is, he's just inclined to, as I say, fall into the German trap. It's a very even round again. They've good right hand from Gonzalez. He's really getting that right hand. He's working it beautiful. Should be pulling in the left uppercut. He's a big, long, looping punch. He should pull in that left uppercut afterwards.
Smear of blood now under the Cuban's nose. Round 3, coming up to the 20-second left mark.
Very even round again, Dave. It's hard to separate these guys.
They're both getting in big shots. The right hand of Gonzalez particularly effective.
The right hand again from the Cuban. Cuban's finishing the round strong, Dave.
End of
Cool,
round
it's ever
3
so
ห
close.
มดยกที่ 3
Ever so close.
Well, it's hard to split them at the moment. Marco Rudolph, 24 years of age. The current world rank number 2 amateur at lightweight by the IABA. A little nick on the lip. Julio Gonzalez, 28 years of age. And ranked number 14 in the world. Still all to play for. No warnings to either boxer, I'm glad to say, so they can compete on equal terms. And that's almost like watching a pro corner at work, even though they can't do what the pros do.
Well, there's very little difference, apart from the adrenaline and the Vaseline. There's little difference between the cornermen, really. Advice is very, very important. Keeping your boxer cool, telling them to use
round
the right
4
tactics.
ยกที่ 4
Round 4 of what is turning out to be an absorbing lightweight final between Marco Rudolph of Germany in red and Julio Gonzalez of Cuba in blue. Hard to split them.
Yeah, very little difference between them. The German it suits the scoring system, Dave, I have to say. He's very strong when he comes up, and the punches that he is landing is jerking Gonzalez's head back. And, you know, they're the ones that are looking impressive to the judges. You see a bit of head movement, and obviously a good right hand from Gonzalez.
Got him down. The right hand over the top of the guard. Compulsory 8 count.
Yeah, well, that's certainly swung in favour of the German there. With a round and a half to go, he's got it all to do, the Cuban now. That makes the whole difference.
Big round this for Rudolph.
They're really punching with weight here, Dave. There's no fancy dance stuff here. They're really trying to render each other unconscious. This is big, heavy stuff.
Yeah.
Punching really solidly.
Gonzalez bleeding quite heavily from the nose now. And of course, if your nose is blocked with blood, breathing becomes difficult, your jaw forced to hang open. That's the way to get a broken jaw. And Gonzalez getting a little ragged now. Rudolph still very composed.
Gonzalez is looking a little bit at 6s and 7s here. He's landed some scoring blows, but, you know, very close. Very close,
well,
but I've got to get the German, got to
yes.
give him a distinct advantage going into the last round.
Absolutely. That was a big round for Rudolph. They came out for round 4 pretty even, but that was a big round for the German. And again, let me just jog your memory about the scoring system. A knockdown scores no more points than an ordinary good, clean, solid shot. You just get 1 point whether you hit somebody and they fall down, or you hit somebody and they don't fall down. Not altogether sure I agree with that, but those are the
Look
rules.
at this knockdown. There's that right hand right underneath the chin. A beautiful shot. And what he was doing is he was throwing a good combination and a square on against Rudolph. Walked him right onto that right hand. Hit him right on the button. and bowled over Gonzalez, the Cuban.
So what sort of advice would the Cuban corner be giving Gonzalez now?
Well, what I would suggest is to keep away from the, don't circle onto his right hand, and just try and score more right hands and left uppercuts or left hooks. Got to throw more punches, he's
Final
got to
round.
finish this round on top.
Well, the reigning World Cup champion, Julio Gonzalez of Cuba in blue, we could say in trouble now against Marco Rudolph of Germany. The German corner and the German team, confident, jubilant. The Cubans, in contrast, despondent and glum and quiet. It's sad, really, from Gonzalez's viewpoint, that this is about his most lackluster performance at these entire championships. You see, the legs look dead. There's no bounce. There's no sparkle.
He doesn't look himself here. I mean, in the semi-final, he was exceptionally quick, very bouncy, and full of vigor and energy. But doesn't seem to be the same snap here at all. And you know what happens is you fight so many fights in these competitions like this, Dave. It really takes, wear and tear. We were talking yesterday off air when I was describing to you about the masseurs, having a very good masseur on the team. It's always important to have a good masseur so you can get a massage and you can get those muscles soft, because you feel as tight and sore after these difficult contests like this. And it can go on for days, and these guys are going to fight the following day.
Well, Marco Rudolph, as this fight draws to its conclusion, he's bloodied Gonzalez knows, he split his lower lip, and it looks as though, for me at any rate, he's on his way to becoming Germany's first World Cup winner at these championships here in Bangkok.
Yeah, he just looks in control. More work been done by the Cuban in this round. He's thrown more punches, but the German's trying to set him up for the big shot all the time. Good right hand from the Cuban. Again, a good right hand. The German responds with a little short right himself.
Last 10, too late for Gonzalez.
I think you're right, Dave. I think it looks
Final round. หมดยกสุดท้าย
it looks bad for the Cuban. The German looks to have done that.
Yes, all the whoops and the hollers, and you can see Rudolph is pretty sure he's won. The corner's pretty sure he's won. I'm pretty sure he's won. Question is, does the electronic scoring system think he's won? We shall find out very quickly. As always, the scoring system here being operated with super efficiency. The boys will come together, and we shall find out who the lightweight World Cup winner 1994 is.
Ray.
Rudolph has got it.
Made on point 15 to
15
11.
points to 11. Well, quite tight at the end, but I think the right man won, Barry.
Yeah, I think so too. The German just looked poised, he looked in control, and he was the stronger of the two and looked in control of the whole situation. Good win for him.
We'll take a break. Join us for the medal ceremony in just a moment. Can rejoin us for the medal ceremony for the World Cup lightweight division. And the medals will be presented by
In
Marshal
this
Pavel
auspicious
Popovich,
occasion,
who's an
may
executive
the
committee
organizing
member
committee
of the
have the honor of Mr.
International
Marshal
Amateur Boxing
Pavel
Association
Popovich
and another of those jury
to be the
members.
medal
And when
presentator.
the time comes for the flower presentation, that will be Mr. Embaldenia, another AIBA executive committee member. There's the new World Cup winner, Marco Rudolph, formerly of the German Democratic Republic, now, of course, fighting for a unified German team. And standing next to
Gold medalist is
Gonzalez without all the
Marco
headgear on, you can
Rudolph
see just how
from
much taller
Germany.
Gonzalez is. Here comes Marco Rudolph. Gold medal from Marshal Popovich and his diploma.
the silver medalist
Well, like
is
what you take over from
Julio
school, isn't it?
Gonzalez
Pin up on
from
the wall to show your
Cuba.
mum and dad you've done well. Julio Gonzalez gets a silver, the World Cup winner from last time out.
The bronze
Couldn't quite
medalist
repeat
is
it.
Bruno
this time
Vartelli
around.
from France.
And the two bronze medalists, Bruno Vartel of France, who really gave Rudolph quite a fright in the semi-finals and was perhaps marginally
and
unlucky to
Sanchez
go down
Pacheco
12-10.
from Belarus.
Sancho Tonchev from Bulgaria, the man who stretched
And
Gonzalez,
we
gave
also have
Gonzalez
the
a
honor
standing
of
count.
Mr. H.
But Gonzalez, on
Embuldenia,
that occasion, was able
Executive
to come
Committee
back
member of
and win
IBA,
by
to
17
present the
points to 10.
bouquets to the winners.
So the boys have got their medals and their certificates. And we await Mr. Embuldenia. We're going to have a special little presentation here, a little, not the flowers this time round. We're going to get flowers as well. We're going to get a little bonus for doing well, which is a very nice desk stand with Kai, the World Cup mascot, a fighting cock. They're all going to get it? Yes, one for everybody.
Yes, they're getting the bronze one. It's lovely.
Gold one, a bronze one, and a silver one. What a nice idea. I wonder why the other boys didn't get them. Well, lots of goodies to take home, and they get big World Cups. You know those World Cups we showed you at the start of the programme? They get those as well. They'll be awarded tomorrow in the closing ceremony. So a lot of excess baggage to declare when they go through customs. What have you got? Gold medal, a cup, inkstand, bunch of orchids, 200 cigarettes, and a bottle of wine, and there we go.
Yeah, I'm afraid they'll not be smoking.
No, of course not.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Well, the
please rise
formalities
up for the national
complete.
anthem of Germany.
And we hear, and I'm sure it won't be for the first time, Deutschland über alles.
Embuldenia, for your kindness of presenting the medals, souvenirs, and
German
bouquets
national
to the
anthem
winners.
Is one anthem I think will become increasingly familiar
Ladies and gentlemen,
over the next couple of days
is about number 249,
as we move
the
now
middleweight class,
from the
75
lightweights
kilograms.
up to the middleweights now. 75 Arkady Topayev from Kazakhstan. Let's just remind ourselves how Schenk and Topayev reached the final here at the Imperial Queen's Park Hotel in Bangkok. Schenk, well, he has got through against Infrom Narong of Thailand. An extraordinarily controversial ending to the fight. Schenk landed a punch right on the bell at the end of round 3. Down went Infrom Narong. The Thai Commission protested vigorously. The international jury sat for 8 hours yesterday before deciding the result would stand. Less controversy over Arkady Topayev's semi-final victory. Jean-Paul Mondy of France outclassed 15-9. There is Bert Schenk of Germany, who I thought was very, very, very lucky to get through in his quarter-final against the Cuban Ariel Hernandez.
Yes, I thought so too. I thought he was extremely lucky indeed. I thought Hernandez won it by a mile.
I thought he won it by a mile as well, but still, what can you do? Arkady Topayev, no controversy surrounding his path to the final. We'll tell you how they got there from the very opening stages in just a moment. Referee is Mr. Marco Sarfaraz of the United States, who's had a good tournament. He looked back with great satisfaction on his work here.
Round 1. Your
First
winner.
round, this could be some good fight. Topayev in red, Schenk in blue.
Schenk's a real banger fighting out of a southpaw style. He's got a tremendous right hook. Left hand's not bad either. And he's short for the middleweight division. Great pair of shoulders on him. He could land a plane on them that way. But the Kazakhstan boxers at light, middle and middle are very strong indeed. The only problem is they're particular this guy, Topayov, is not as technically advanced as the light middleweight. Is extremely quick and great reflexes, great boxing ability, but Topayov is just a little bit crude, and I feel that Schenk is going to nail him pretty soon. The referee is an excellent referee.
Yeah, Mr. Sarfaraz will not stand for any nonsense from either boxers or corners.
Schenk's trying that big left hand. He's just whistled by Topayev's chin. Didn't connect properly, but you can be sure he's going to land squarely pretty soon. In fact, he looks just like a bigger Rudolph, doesn't he, Dave? Only he's
He does.
obviously a southpaw. Rudolph was orthodox. I like to see him working the body too. That's good. He's actually whacking the body of Topayev as well. So good to see it. Topayev's just mainly watching his defense at the moment. Coming to the end of the first round.
What about opening round for Topayev?
No, I've got Schenk well ahead in this round. Dave.
You have?
Yeah, I won this round well.
So, I go back to the corners. Chance for me to tell you how they both got to the final right from the first round. Kabari of Egypt on points was Bert Schenk's first victim, and Savitsky of Bulgaria 22-6. The quarterfinal against Ariel Hernandez, the reigning world and Olympic champion. Schenk won it 11-4, which was Disney World scoring, and I don't think we'll say anything more about that. Arkady Topayev had a bye in the first round. In the second round, Bunin of Uzbekistan 7-3. Quarterfinal, Kopitko of Ukraine 25-8. And as we saw in the little graphic for this bout in the semi-final, Jean-Paul Mondi, France 15-9. Bert Schenk, heaven knows what would have happened if the jury had disqualified him, because of course Improm Narong, having been knocked out, is automatically banned for 30 days. I guess Topayev would have won it on a walkover, on a technicality, but I'm glad that didn't happen. I'm glad that common sense prevailed. Round two, Arkady Topayev, Kazakhstan in red, Bert Schenk, Germany in blue.
Good left hand again from Schenk. But Topayev was opening up now at the end of the round. He was beginning to come back into the fight. He lost the first 3 quarters of the first round and started coming in the last 15 or 20 seconds of the round. But he's got to be very careful, because that left hand of Schenk's is real powerful. He's a big banger, Dave.
Yes, it was the left hook that took out Improm Narong of Thailand. Once again, second time. Topayev worn by Mr. Sarfaraz, punching with the inside of the glove. Poking out that southpaw jab, trying to prise a way through Schenk's defences. Finding it difficult.
Yeah, he's finding it difficult to avoid Schenk's southpaw left as well. You know, southpaws are prone to right hands and left hooks when they're fighting an orthodox opponent. But you always say that 2 southpaws can make for a messy fight. This has turned out to be a decent one. Schenk, I think, in the commanding lead here. He's doing everything right at this stage.
Yeah, I must confess, I didn't think Topayev had that bad a first round, but I certainly agree that Schenk is having a better second round. As I'm sure it's into the lead now.
He's to work a little bit more Topayev. He's just pawing with his jab. He's not actually trying to throw it with any conviction. He's just pawing with it. As we said before, it has to be a solid blow, or else the judges or ringside just will not press that button.
Well, we've only had, 3 finals so far, Barry. Have you seen a single boxer you think might be a candidate to to get that overall World Cup yet?
Yes, the world light flyweight champion P.1 is certainly one of the favourites. I thought he looked pretty good, although, as I say, he was very lucky to win the final, very close decision. He still looked, throughout this competition, he looked really good. And of the fights that we've seen so far, he was definitely one of the most impressive.
Yes, the jury haven't told us whether they'll be awarding the World Cup on the performances in the final or the performances throughout the competition. I suspect it's the latter. But you're certainly right. If Mortian were to get it, wouldn't have any complaints from me. But a lot of good finals to come, 12 in all.
Indeed.
Round 3.
We shall show them to you in their entirety, every single one, here on Prime Sports.
Good right hit. Shank is trying to load up with that right hit.
Starting to open up the start of this third round.
A really professional style of Shank. He's tremendously powerful upper body. He rolls well. He puts real power behind his shots.
And talking of professional style, remember that a lot of these World Cup boxers will be the pros of tomorrow. Be prepared to bet you that of the 12 world champions that we see today and tomorrow, at least one of them will go on to win a world professional title over the next few years. Quite probably more. Midway through the round.
Good finishing Shank again in this round.
Certainly seems the stronger of these two, and he seems to be getting stronger as the fight progresses.
Yeah, he's with 5 rounds through them, he's hitting with more power. He's landing with more decisive blows, I think. The top air coming back there, that's a great attack from him. He's got to throw more punches top air, he's only got a round and a half to do this. Sorry, he's got 2 clear rounds at the end of this round. Just coming up pretty soon. And this is better from top eye up now. He's fighting on even terms here.
Wrestled over to the canvas.
The bigger men are fighting with kennels gloves, whereas up to welterweight, they're boxing with 8-ounce gloves. And I tried them on the other day, Dave, and I can tell you they're very, very snug, tight fits. It must be difficult for these guys to get their hands into them with bandages on.
Well, I can tell you, watching this transmission on Prime Sports, I was there when Barry tried those gloves on, and if he'd had the boxing bandages on, there is simply no way he could have got the gloves on his hand. Now, Barry has got big hands, that's why he was such a devastating puncher, both as an amateur and a professional. Have gloves got smaller in some way, Barry?
I don't know, but they certainly seem to be narrower gloves, and I mean, they just barely were able to fit. This is where he actually, I think this is where he actually threw him. No, he isn't. This is where the referee in P.1 said,
watch the head.
Watch the head, son, and don't hit with the inside of the glove.
I can't recall offhand a referee's public warning being given to either a German boxer or a Thailand boxer in the course of these championships. Happy to be proved wrong, but I can't recall one offhand.
Well, this referee, I'm glad to say, is not impressed by either crowd or the local guy. He's very good when he makes the right decisions. And I was pleased to see him in the previous fight scoring a blow landed to the body, which up to then I hadn't seen any of the judges do. Topayev's coming back into this fight, and there's no doubt about that. There's the 4th and the 5th rounds to go, but Topayev is fighting much better. He needs to land some real solid blows, and Schenk trying to walk him onto that big left hand. He just went whistling by his ear, so he missed him. But he can really look at that. He's loading up with that, Dave. He's really trying to get that left hand over. Most of these teams will have gone away to collective training and spent probably a month getting ready for this competition, which is an awful long time and a great deal of preparation, but they will have done their interval sprints and weight training and circuit work and the sprints in the morning and the long road work and lots of sparring and technical work, and this is where it all has to come out. You know, when you have a tough competition like this, 4 or 5 fights, it really drags all the energy out of you.
Cruising around this for the red corner. Topayev.
Boxing very well. Shank is beginning to blow a bit, and he's losing his distance. He's falling short and winging his punches now. Getting a little bit desperate. Topayev's very strong there.
Round reaches its conclusion. And Topayev throws a couple of shots at the end, more in hope than anger. Now I'm looking over from our Prime Sports commentary point, which is quite literally at ringside here at the Imperial Queen's Park Hotel, and I'm no more than, 20 feet away from Schenk. Looks a little tired now.
Yeah, Schenk was bowled over, beautiful left-hander just on the bell, but I thought that round was Topayev's. I thought he came on top very, very well, and he's finishing strong, and Schenk is beginning to blow a bit, and he's showing the signs of the wear and tear of those previous fights that he's had in this competition. He certainly looked tired, looks a little bit despondent. They're trying to gee him up there in the corner. The guy behind the ropes, this cornerman, is trying to generate a bit of enthusiasm there.
Well, that quarter-final he had with Ariel Hernandez was one tough fight, and that must have taken something out of him.
Final round.
Fifth and final round of the World Cup middleweight final. Arkady Topayev, red, Bert Schenk, Germany, blue. And Schenk certainly has been G'd up by his corner.
Topayev looked really strong and really determined at the end of the last round. And he's just, as I said, I thought he won the third round clearly. And he's really grinding Schenk down. Schenk needs to get across to that big left hand. He's, as I say, he's getting very desperate with it and he's missing the target. But if it lands, it can end the fight, I can tell you. Topayev is coming on top, Dave, again, really pouring the pressure on.
Yes, good last round, and he started this round off well too. The German corner trying to shout instructions to Schenk.
Kazakhstan boxers are very strong indeed, aren't they? They're extremely thick and extremely durable guys.
Last minute, still wide open. Topayev finishing very well. And Schenk looking very tired now.
Yeah, Kazakhstan guy is coming on top.
Topayev looks fresh as a daisy in comparison. Schenk's face almost bright red, the colour of Topayev's vest, with sheer exhaustion as this contest draws to its conclusion. His hands hang wearily down.
Really tired, Schenk. He's really tired. Now he's given 2 warnings for slapping at the inside of the glove. I thought that he's going to give him a warning there.
Oh, good effort by Topayev. This is a big round for him. This could be swinging things his way.
Definitely so. Definitely so. Topayev's winning this round again.
And there's only 10 seconds left. The Kazakh corner told, keep quiet. There won't be a stoppage. Oh, what a good shot. Oh, what a good shot that was.
Tremendous combination there from Topayev. This is his round too, Dave.
Oh, right on the bell. And Marco Sarfaraz has to just leap in and separate them at the end. I think Topayev might have got that. Whether he will get it is open to argument, but boy, did he finish well. Barry.
I thought he was absolutely incredibly strong at the end, and I'm looking across at the German corner here, and they don't look very happy. So, judging by that and by what I've seen from Topayev in the last 2 rounds in particular, I think he's done enough just to scrape home.
I think he could have got it. I think he could have got it.
The
I think
winner
he should
is
get it.
red.
Yes, he has.
Win on point,
He has got it.
16
16 points to 10. It's a big margin.
Yes, and deservedly so, Dave.
We'll take a break. Join us to see Arkady Topayev get his gold medal in just a moment. To a little bit of boxing history, the first ever World Cup gold medal won by a boxer from Kazakhstan. In fact, the world's first ever senior boxing medal of any sort in the new Republic of Kazakhstan.
Arkady Topayev from Kazakhstan.
Arkady Topayev, the World Cup winner at middleweight, and boy did he come on strong at the end. The medal being presented to him by Mr. Heinz Birkel, executive committee member of the AIBA,
The silver medalist
and richly deserved.
Bert from Germany.
Bert Schenk, well, got the silver, started very well, but couldn't quite keep it up.
The
God,
bronze
I like to
medalist
manage
is
that
Narong
Topayev as
from
a professional.
Thailand.
He's got some ability, I'd say.
The man knocked out by Bert Schenk in the semis in from Narong of Thailand. The bronze medal and also the fastest
And
knockout
Jean-Paul
at these
Mendy
World
from
Championships.
France.
Remember that 31-second demolition of Lin from Taipei? And Jean-Paul Mendy of France beaten by Topayev in the semis. So the gold, silver and the 2
And we
bronzes.
also have the honor
awarded.
of Mr. Robert Boy to present the bouquet to the winner.
Dr. Bob Boy of the AIBA Medical Commission present the little inkstands to the winners. Nice touch, I like this very much. And the flowers. And I suppose all these nice gifts in keeping with the prestige of this tournament, because let's not forget there are more countries represented here and more boxers here than there were at the World Championships in Tampere, Finland last year. 58 countries represented here in Bangkok, and something in the region of 280 individual boxers. And if you're interested, that fight was the 249th fight of these championships. The 250th fight is the one that's coming next. A little bouquet of orchids to Arkady Topayev, and how nice to see how pleased he was when his arm was raised in victory. Jumped fully 2 feet in the air. And nice to see, as Barry and I were remarking just a moment or so ago, how justice was seen to be done. The right man did win. His name is Arkady Topayev. He is the 1994 World Cup middleweight winner, and here is his national anthem. Savon of Cuba greets you back for the 250th contest of this World Cup, the heavyweight final, 91 kilos, and Felix Savon, the world #1, 3-time world champion, reigning Olympic champion, reigning World Cup champion, 66 gold medals in his career, and the unfortunate individual who has to face him is René Monza of Germany. Savon, as you can see, the semi-final against Georgi Kandelaki of Georgia. Monza accounted for Mr. Storm. That's how they got to this final. Referee is the Australian, Mr. Wayne Rose, in his first major championship, and he has had a tremendous championship and got every reason to be proud of himself. He's done an absolute credit to amateur refereeing, and I think he's just about the best of the bunch here by quite some distance. Well done, Wayne. Felix Savon, huge favourite to win this gold, Barry.
Yes, Savon is. He just goes hunting you down. Look what he's doing there. He's got the reflexes of a guy that's like a light heavy and middleweight. He's got tremendously long arms, big biceps, big forearms, tremendous power. And they go looking for the guys all the time. Oh, what's happened there?
There's the count. That's what happened. It was a Savon right hand.
Turn him around in a sort of a semicircle. He's always bouncing, Savon, goes looking for you, got the tremendous right hand.
And he can hardly
Punches
wait to
with
get
the
at
left
Monza again.
He just goes right at you there again. Look, watch him.
And the German looks a little bit awestruck.
You don't see many big men like that being able to bounce around and have the flexibility and the agility that Savon has. That's what's made him champion of the world in the past, and he'll be champion in the future too. He's fresh as a daisy. 66 gold medals. It's incredible.
Monza looks so apprehensive. I can't blame him. But that must give the Cuban huge confidence, as if he needed
Slap.
any.
Someone just turned his hand around and hit him the wrong way. He's going to get Monza, that's for sure. And it's the right hand that's been doing the damage in this round. Monza's got the fear of God put into him already, and he's backing around the
Yes,
ring.
he has rather, hasn't he? Well, I think most people would face with a fellow like Savon.
Oh, I'd face him if he gave me a sledgehammer.
I think I might have a slice of that action. The end of round one, and I think we can safely say that was Savon's round.
Yes,
Savon, of course, is fresh as a daisy, as Barry remarked, because there are only 7 heavyweights here, and 6 went straight into the quarterfinals, and 1 was given a bye through to the semi-final, and as if he needed any additional help, the bye was given to Felix Savon, all done by the draw, totally by chance.
Yeah, he would see this actual right hand here. Monza actually came forward. He hit him right on the nose with that shot. His back left leg dipped, and he turned around in the semicircle, and the referee gave him a standing count. Savon is, look how fresh this guy is. He's so young and fresh looking, and so bouncy and full of vigor and power and strength.
It's hard to think he's still only 25 years old. He could be around for a long time yet. If you remember,
Well, the big men hang around longer, don't they, Dave?
well, remember that other great Cuban heavyweight, Teofilio Stevenson. He just went on and on and on.
Yes, he won the gold medal in Moscow, the third one.
Yes, that's
I was
right.
there.
That's all.
Round 2, Felix Savon, Cuba in red, René Monza of Germany in blue. And Monza already on the receiving end of a standing 8 count in round 1.
Savon going looking for the body too of Monza. Getting crouching down and loading up with his punches. Oh, good right hand again. Hit Monza right on the button.
And another one. And the legs twitched. The Cuban corner told to tone it down a bit. And another right on the jaw. I don't know how many more of these Monza can take.
Oh, he's going to grind him down, that's for sure. He's trying to work the body too. Savon bends the knees down and whacks that right hand into the body. Oh yeah, left hook, right hand. Good combination for a southpaw. He's trying to go for that body. Oh, right hand, left hook to the body. He's really chopping Monza down. Oh, right hand again, just missed the target area there. Monza's got to do something to try and keep this guy off him, Dave. He's not throwing enough punches.
Not throwing any punches. And really, Savon doing nothing but throw
that
right
right
hands.
hand again was a beauty. This is going to be over soon. Monster's looking really shaky.
I think he's had enough, the German. Standing count, and I think Wayne Rose might stop this.
Yeah, he'll stop it. The German just didn't want to continue.
He's letting it go. One more
Continue.
standing count, and it will be all over. The German's heart is not in this.
No, would you blame him?
Absolutely not. I'm glad we're this side of the ropes. Well, this is an extraordinarily one-sided final, and I feel sorry for René Mons, but let's face it, in Felix Savon, we're watching an all-time amateur great.
Yeah, this is the combination against the ropes here. He hit him with the right just prior to that, and he turns him around, he hits him another shot just in the corner here. Bang, that's right on the butt, underneath the chin, and the legs went up, and he looked really distressed there. The referee could have stopped that at that stage, because Monster didn't want to continue. And it's
Well,
only a matter of time here, dear, before,
absolutely, no
before
doubt.
Savon actually grinds him down.
No, he's really enjoyed his time out here in Bangkok. Every day the boxing's been on, he's been strolling round the boxing arena in an immaculate Cuban tracksuit. And the soul of affability, you ask him to pose for photographs with you, he'll do that, sign your autograph books. He's really enjoyed himself, and why not?
In fairness, they've all been like that, the Cuban team. We've seen them playing with the kids, playing basketball with them. Lovely bunch of guys.
Credit to the country, great sporting ambassadors. Round 3, Savon, Cuba, red, Monza, Germany, blue. Monza already 2 standing counts.
And one's just trying to fight back here. Now, this is better stuff from him. But the only way to keep a guy off is to throw punches.
And there's one. Well done, Monza.
But Savon looks ominous, isn't he, Dave? Just coming at you, stalking you like that.
Uses the left as a rangefinder and then bowls in these right hands.
The right hand is like a sledgehammer. He just bangs it in there. He's got that left sticking out in front. Just looking at Monza's shoe, he's got this piece of the boot still.
Yeah, the boxing
his toe will
boot.
probably come popping out now.
As if he didn't have problems enough. Not Wayne Rose was going to pull his leg off there for a minute. Bit of tape on the boxing boot came loose, and Australian referee ripped it off. Nearly tripped up Monza in the progress.
Savon's looking dangerous again, that right hand. He's just finding the range again. So about halfway through the round, he starts to land with that right hand again.
Got Schenk trapped in it in the German's own corner, lets him out.
Schenk, fair play to Schenk. He's landed his fair share of decent punches in this round, but he's miles behind. Oh, good body shot from Savon again. He's really loading up with that right hand, Savon. Trying to just bang in the hold, right, cranking it up, trying to bang the hold. Oh, that is the right hand again. He's really relying on that to finish his fight. All single shots from Savon. He should be trying to throw combinations. Oh, don't hit him with his back turn.
Second time Monza has done that. Good right hand, another good right hand from Savon, and another right on the bell.
Savon setting himself too much in that round, trying to knock the guy out, and Monster was able to survive and land a fair share of his own punches in that round too. Again, all down to Savon trying to stop the fight in the round with that big right hand. You see him setting himself and getting down on his hunkers to try and put more power behind those blows. It's not the way to do it in amateur boxing. You've got to set him up. Set him up with combinations, and then get the big ones will find their way.
Well, Savon, I'm surprised really, it's still going at the end of this round, just about to come out for the start of round 4. Savon, I think he can clear another space on his mantelpiece back home in Guantanamo province of Cuba for gold medal number 67. Extraordinary, just 25, 67 gold medals won in championships like this, and also multi-nations events right around the world.
Round 4.
Fourth round?
Multi-seed.
And I think Savon extracting a little revenge on behalf of the Cuban team for some of the indignities they've suffered, both real and imagined, at the hands of Germany in these championships.
No doubt about that at all. Real, genuine animosity between the German and Cuban teams here. Real bad feeling at times too. And the Cubans are directing a great deal of controversy towards the German officials. Oh, good right hand again from Savon. Left hook to the body with a great right shot. Oh, left hook to the body.
It's all over. It has to be now. The body shot did him. That was a perfect left hook to the solar plexus. And he's going to be counted out. The count is 8, 9. It's all over. Savon, World Cup winner. What a devastating finish, Barry.
Watch this right hand and left hook to the body, right above her head. Oh, right under the short ribs there. And again, right hand, and it almost immediately missed him with the first one, didn't miss him with the second. The right hand lands right on the button. The left hook just right underneath the floating rib there, and that was enough just to take the wind out of his sails. Tremendous win for Felix Savon. And this guy's going on and on and on.
And on and on and on. And we'll be seeing him in Atlanta. We were talking about the animosity between the German and the Cuban team. Very noticeable that when Marco Rudolph's national anthem was being played, Julio Gonzalez very pointedly just did not turn to observe the German flag. Just wasn't interested, ignored it, gave it the cold shoulder. So Felix Savon getting one back for Cuba. We have the formality of the verdict.
Red. Decisions win by RSC in round 4.
All over for the German. Savon, the World Cup winner. We'll see him get his medal in just a moment. 7th gold medal of Felix Savon's career. World Cup heavyweight champion of 1994. And the medal, the gold medal, being presented by Captain Aspi Adajanya, executive committee member of AIBA, jury member as well. And I have to say that Aspi, as we've come to know him, has become a good friend of ours here while we've been in Bangkok, and we owe him a very great deal. He's been a marvellous help to us, and I'd like to thank him for all he's done for us here.
And me as well. He's been a tremendous help. Thank you very much indeed for all the stats that you've given us and the information, etc.
Absolutely. So the gold to Savon, the silver to Monza, and the 2 bronze medalists, Georgi Kandelaki of Georgia, and Victor Storm, his medal is being accepted by the Kazakhstan trainer. That is not Victor Storm, as he is explaining. He'd be the world's oldest bronze medalist if he was. Kandelaki, poor old Georgi Kandelaki in the purple tracksuit, must be sick of the sight of Savon. He's met him in 3 or 4 finals, and he's lost every single one. So, today's proceedings draw to a close as the little trophies and mementos are presented to the boxers. A quick word about tomorrow. We have 7 bouts for you tomorrow, featuring 3 Thailand boxers. They'll be boxing for medals, and a light middleweight contest you must not miss. Romania against Kazakhstan. We'll be with you live from Bangkok at 6 o'clock Hong Kong time tomorrow afternoon. Live World Cup action here, of course, on Prime Sports. The best boxing coverage in all of Asia. You've seen some great action today. And Felix Savon will leave you appropriately with his gold medal and his world champion. From me, David Brenner, from Barry McGuigan as well. We'll see you 6 o'clock tomorrow night. But for now, bye-bye. Hello everyone, welcome live to ringside here on Prime Sports, the final day of the 7th World Cup of Amateur Boxing here in Bangkok. David Brenner, Barry McGuigan with you. The first finalists are already in the ring. It's a light middleweight final, 71 kilos. That is Renatbek Shagatayev of Kazakhstan, who fights the reigning world and European champion Francis Vastag of Romania. Barry, this could be the fight of the night.
This certainly could be. It could be the fight of the entire tournament. Both of these guys are just cut out to fight non-stop, and I'm looking forward to a really exciting full blast performance from both of these guys. I'll tell you what, Shagatayev is my favorite, even though Vastag's the world champion.
Round one, 5 rounds, the first of 7 finals we'll be watching today on Prime Sports. And I'll tell you, the atmosphere here at the Imperial Queen's Park, electric. There is not a seat to be had anywhere in the house. Vastag, Romania, red. Shagatayev, Kazakhstan, in blue. And remember, Shagatayev, the man who demolished the Thailand hope Suthep in the semi-final. And it's clear from the opening that these two boys have got a lot of respect for each other, Barry.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Vastag is attacking, but his hands are very high, and he's been very cautious, although he is pressing forward. Shagatayev is a tremendous counter puncher, big, long, rangy punches, and banged one in just below the cup protector at that place. But he's been banging in body shots, big looping roundhouse punches, with lots of power in them, as we could see in the semi-final. He knocked out the Thailand boxer with one solid left hook, just right on the button. And this guy can really bang, and Vastag is a tremendous puncher himself. Likes to come up on top and punch short.
Well, I tell you, Barry and I were having a coffee just before the start of the show, and we looked at Vastag warming up, and he is pretty chunky for a light middle, but Shagatayev is enormous for a light middleweight. He's a clear, 8-9 centimeters taller than the Romanian world champion.
Yeah, he's one of the biggest light middleweights I've ever seen, but it's not just the size. Look at the size of his forearms, his biceps, and his shoulders. He's a really big, solid guy, got a really strong neck too, and he uses that reach advantage to its foremost, and can keep the guy off him with a fabulous jab, and he's got great anticipation. He can measure his distance very, very well. He's controlling this opening round, although Vastag is starting to come back now.
I think the 5-round distance suits Vastag. He's not the quickest of starters, and he's not the quickest of boxers, but he is a man who just grinds you down. So, end of the first. Let me just tell you the program for this afternoon while we're looking at Francis Vastag. We have 7 finals for you. As I say, we'll be honoured by the presence of His Royal Highness Crown Prince Maha Vajiralongkorn, who will be here a little while later to see the 3 Thailand finalists today. No Thai boxer has ever won a World Cup gold before. Today could be the day. They have 3 bites at the cherry to see if they can do it.
Some good combinations there from Shagatayev. Body shots in particular landed really, really well. And although Vastag was coming forward, he left his body open, and Shagatayev landed some really beautiful left hooks in particular to the body.
Coming out for the start of round 2. I'm sure you know by now these are 2-minute rounds we're fighting here at the World Cup. Francis Vastag of Romania in red. Renatbek Shagatayev of Kazakhstan in blue. And nothing between them at the moment.
No, very little in them. I could I'll probably shade the opening round to Shagatayev, but it's close. But I still have him in the lead. He was in control there in the first round and landed the cleaner punches of the two, and the better quantity too.
And the supporters starting to get warmed up.
Right hand from Vastag, good shot over the top. Vastag's got to start opening up the punches. He's got to get closer to Shagatayev and land more blows.
And this is now developing into the sort of fight we thought it would. Both boys, you've got a punch to win in this game, and that's what they're starting to do.
Good right hand from Vastag. Beautiful shot. Perfect textbook overarm right from him. He's got to throw more punches because Shagatayev's been opening and controlling.
Good right hand from the champion.
Exactly. Shagatayev's been opening up and keeping things at long range. Vastag's got to get up close and punch and work harder.
Shagatayev trying to box him off. Vashtag is the sort of guy just walks through you, but he's got to look out for that big left hook of Chagatayev.
Oh, good right hand again from Vashtag. He's got to work more now. It's better work from him in the second round. He's got to step up his work rate and take the initiative away from Chagatayev. A good body shot, turned around beautifully there.
Ten seconds left of round two. And I think we can say this contest has come to life now. And believe me, both these men are punching formidably hard. Francis Vashtag had a bye in the first round, beat the Cuban Duvangel by 17 points to 10. In the quarterfinal, Kurbanov of Russia 15-4. And then in the semi-final, Ismailov of Azerbaijan by 14 points to 6. 25 years of age and the reigning world champion, European champion, and ranked #1 in the world by the International Amateur Boxing Association. In the blue corner, Rinatbek Chagatayev of Kazakhstan beat Ikeke of Nigeria on points in the opening round, and then Berdiev of Uzbekistan stopped him in one round. In the quarterfinal, the Olympic bronze medalist Georgi Mizhai of Hungary, 13 points to 5, and that sensational semi-final knockout of Sutep of Thailand in 3 rounds. So, the big puncher, Chagatayev, the grinder, Vashtag, round 3.
But for what it's worth, I gave the opening round to Chagatayev, the second round to Vashtag, because he pushed Chagatayev back and landed more blows. But Chagatayev has got to now start punching on equal terms as Vashtag, so this is really going to open up here. I've no doubt about that.
And as you spoke, Barry, a good right hand came in from Chagatayev. That was a scoring shot.
Chagatayev doesn't like to take the fight to his opponent. He fights better in the counter-punching mode. It's when he comes forward that he leaves himself open. And this is going to suit Vashtag if he decides to take it to him.
Vashtag looks so compact. He's a decent defensive boxer too. Don't get the idea that it's all smash bang wallop with him.
No, there's no doubt about that. He's got a really decent defense. Hands up high. He's short. He has to come forward because of his stature. But the fact is he's got a very decent defense. Keeps his hands high. Good body shots from him.
And switching the hooks to head and body. I mean, that's sophisticated stuff for the amateurs. You don't see too many pros doing that.
Well, as I said again, you know, without sounding like I'm repeating myself, the body shots work in these 5 rounds, Dave. There's no doubt about that. If you work hard enough to the body in the first couple of rounds, you can really take the legs away from your opponent in the latter stages of fights like these. 5-2s is a sprint, but it can really get to you if you've worked hard on a guy's body, or if you've taken body shots yourself to get to you. Good action above our heads right here, Dave.
Absolutely, and let us go on record by saying we're great fans of the 5-2s. I think it's a smashing distance for this class of boxing. Really lets the fight unfold.
Vashtag now being forced back by Chagatayev.
This is the contest we thought it would be, and a sporting tap of gloves from both boys as they walk back to their respective corners.
Good action here just at the end of the round. Chagatayev took the fight to Vashtag, landed a good right hand and a left hook as Vashtag was pulling off there. Nice little short left hook. Very even round again. I don't want to put my neck on the chopping block at this stage, but this is ever so close, Dave.
It is. I agree with your reading of the fight totally, Barry, that Chagatayev took the first round, Vashtag took the second, and the third round was really pretty evenly split. Vashtag started it well, and Chagatayev finished it well. Over in the Kazakh corner, he's a fearsome-looking fighter. Mouthful of gold teeth glint menacingly at you from across the ring.
Round 4.
As we start round 4. Now, I'm thankful the referee for this contest just pretty much letting the boys get on with it, not imposing himself too much with nitpicking, which is good to see. Well done, ref.
Yeah, absolutely. Good to see the referees keeping abreast of the fighters, let them do their own thing. You can't stand a referee that gets too officious and starts intervening at every possible chance. Good right hand from Bastard. Beautiful shot. Measure him with the left hook and then bang over that short right.
And so far, Vastag has succeeded in this final in what no other fighter in these World Cup Championships has managed to do. He's making Chagatayev look a little awkward at times.
Yeah, he's making him do what he wants him to do instead of Chagatayev has been able to control most. That was just he actually stood on his toe there and slipped over. That wasn't a legitimate knockdown. But yes, Vastag has been able to control the fight. That's what it's all about, been in there, been able to do what you want to do. And he's made Chagatayev fight his fight so far.
Well, I guess that's what separates the world champions from the rest.
It's good to see the referee intervening there. He said, but don't put your hand out in front and paw with your left hand with your lead hand. Oh, good
that
attack.
Left hook again from Chagatayev. That's the punch that took Sutep out. The dangerous shot. Oh, that was right on the button from Chagatayev. And Vastag took it very well. Now, come on, ref, don't spoil it for us all.
Good body shots from Vastag. Chagatayev pushed back on the ropes there, coming back himself.
Vastag trying to measure with the left.
End of round 4.
Little
Moyokisi.
low blow there from Chagatayev. Very even round again, Dave. God, it's going to be difficult to separate
It certainly
these fellas.
is. Let's just remind everyone for the last time, we're looking for clean scoring shots delivered to head and body. The arms don't count. If you hit someone on the arms or on the gloves, that doesn't count as a scoring shot. We have 5 ringside judges, and if 3 of them press their electronic scoring pad within 1 second of seeing a punch delivered, if 3 of those 5 judges do that, then the punch is registered, and it goes on to that respective boxer's score. So, it really, I suppose the criticism of the electronic system is that it discourages the boxers who throw light jabs, who throw their punches in short, sharp flurries. It encourages the men like Chagatayev and Vastag, who have big punches in their armory. And my goodness, we're seeing that. We don't want this fight to end, but this is the final round. And
Yes,
the
and
gold medal still hangs in the balance.
Absolutely, Dave. These 2 minutes will separate the gold medalists from the silver medalists, ever so close indeed. And if I want to stick my neck out here, I've got Vastag slightly ahead.
Me too. Oh, good body shot from Vastag. Right hand,
good
dug
right
into Chagatayev. Back comes the Kazakh again.
Chagatayev has been coming forward to Vastag, and Vastag is just, he's starting to blow a little bit. These Kazakhstan boxers in these weight divisions, middleweight, light, middleweight, welterweight, have been extremely strong.
Yes, we'll mark your card early for the next Olympics. Watch this country.
Absolutely. Yeah, the Kazakhstan boxers finishing a little bit stronger. Vastag hasn't been able to get his punches off in this the 5th round.
He's got one through there,
Yeah.
the left hook.
Yeah, good
And the
right
right.
again. Double up the left hook, and again the right hand misses.
We're inside the last minute. There's some 40 seconds left.
This Vastag suits these long rounds, Dave. You're absolutely spot on when you say that the 5 rounds suit him. You certainly do. He's a professional fighter in the making. Oh, good right hand, good attack from him. He's finishing strong.
This one! And he's got Chagatayev hurt in the final round.
Oh, the referee intervenes again.
That's
Tells the
the
Romanian corner to keep quiet.
Romanian corner not doing their boy a favour then.
Absolutely not. Chagataya's head guard is busted. Look at the side of it, it's just coming out at his right cheekbone there. That's done it for me. I think Bastag has just shaded the fight.
What a good fight that was. That
What a
was
fight.
absolutely 10 out of 10 to both boxers, and surely Francis Bastag will be adding the World Cup to his world and European gold medals. That was a storming contest. We shall find out within seconds who's won it.
The winner is Ray.
Bastag has it.
16 to 7.
16 points to 7. I'm sure it was the last round that did it for him. We'll take a short break. Join us in just a moment for the presentation of the medals.
June 20th, live.
Back, and Barry and I still breathless after that fight. That was everything that we hoped it would be. And the medalists get into the ring now for the presentation by Air Chief Marshal Chalayoy Varintarankom. And Francis Bastag, Romania, becomes world champion, European champion, and now World Cup champion. Renatbek Chagatayev, my goodness, what a future he has. And the two bronze medalists, Sutet Wongsuntorn, who Chagatayev knocked out in their semi-final, and Ali Ismailov. Can't see Ismailov, but his coach is there instead. Ismailov of Azerbaijan. The Azerbaijani beaten by Bastag by 14 points to 6.
Royal Thai Air Force to present the medals to the winners.
And Air Chief Marshal Varintarankom comes out to present the gold medals, and they have all sorts of lovely mementos to take back to their respective countries with them. The gold around Francis Bastag's neck, and at 27, when the next Olympics come around, if he hasn't turned pro by then, be some man to watch. The silver to Renatbek Chagatayev, who's had a terrific tournament, has not disgraced himself at all.
No, far from it. I'd love to have him as a professional. He's a sensational prospect, and he's something to really look forward to when the Olympic Games come around in 1996.
Kazakhstan's fourth medal of these games. They've now got a gold, a silver, 2 bronze. That was Romania's first gold. And the Azerbaijani coach explaining that Ali Ismailov indisposed. They get a certificate as well.
Of Air Vice Marshal Tawin Pojanaseni, Vice President of the Amateur Boxing Association of
Air Vice
Thailand,
Marshal
to present the
Pojanaseni,
souvenirs and the bouquets
the Vice President
respectively.
of the Boxing Association, the Amateur Boxing Association of Thailand, will present the little inkstands. And floral tributes to the winners. It's very nice. The gold medalist gets a gold mascot in the shape of the mascot of this tournament, Kai, the Thai fighting cock. And the silver medalist gets a silver one, the bronze medalist gets bronze ones, and they get magnificent bouquets of locally grown orchids. Poor old Chief Marshal cut off in his prime as we start the Romanian national anthem. So the national anthem of Romania, honouring Francis Vastag, the World Cup light medal, or light medal winner. I do talk myself into a corner sometimes. We've got a light welterweight contest coming up next, 63.5 kilos, and a little bit of boxing history being made. You can see there the name of Abdellah Ben-Bia of Morocco, and I was talking to the Moroccan delegation last night, and they were telling me that Ben-Bia is the first ever Moroccan boxer to reach a major amateur final. So whether he gets gold or silver, and he's got a very good chance of getting gold, then Ben-Bia could be making Moroccan boxing history. Semi-final beat Galido of the Philippines, the 19-year-old, by 20 points to 7. His opponent, Oktay Erkal of Germany, for my money, the luckiest boxer in this tournament. He got a quarter-final decision by 16 points to 15 over Hector Vinent of Cuba, the world champion, which I thought was outrageous. And his semi-final opponent, Maya Zimbatov of Kazakhstan, was disqualified in the third round for allegedly slapping. I didn't think much of that decision either. But nevertheless, Oktay Erkal of Germany, in blue, ready in the ring to fight Abdellah Ben-Bia. Well, Erkal in the first round beat Bakarov.
Just number 1 is Riosa.
Beat Bakarov of Uzbekistan on points, and Mushi of France, and then those two, well, let's just call them controversial decisions over Vinent of Cuba and Naya Zimbatov of Kazakhstan.
Sorry. The referee is Mr. Dan Pozniak from Lithuania. Judge number 1 is Mr.
And here is
from Belarus.
Abdellah Ben-Bia, beat
Beat
Rasic of Slovakia, stopped him in the third. Lee of Australia, 20 points to 13. Wajkowski of Belarus, 11 points to 5. And then Galido of the Philippines, 20 points to 7. As I say, the first ever Moroccan in a major boxing final. World ranked number 14, Oktay Erkal, former European silver medalist, and ranked number 2 in the world behind Hector Vinent. Ben-Bia in red, Erkal blue. Mr. Danas Pozniak of Lithuania, the referee.
Yes, I agree with you, Dave. I thought Ben-Bia against the Cuban was extremely lucky indeed. And Erkal, the German, was very lucky against the Cuban. And he's a very wiry upper body heavy, jerky movements, but throws a lot of fast, quick-fire combinations. And he's a decent fighter, but I thought against the Cuban he was ever so lucky. I thought the Cuban done enough to win the fight.
I thought it was a terrible decision, but never mind. He's reached the final. Scoring wasn't down to him. He's blameless. Erkal of Germany in blue, Ben-Bia, Morocco in red.
Ben-Bia is a little bit stocky and a bit slow for Erkal at the moment. Erkal is stalking him with that big sort of sticky out left hand. But he's got, as I said, this jerky, quick-fire movement, and just marginally quicker, you can see that. And Ben-Bia has just been picked off at this stage in time. He has been outpointed and outmaneuvered right now. He's just, what he's doing is he's stalking him, he's drawing his punches now, and then he's making him miss and coming back with his own counters. Ben-Bia's a very solid-looking guy. He looks like he can bang a bit. But he needs to get his punches going a bit more. He can't wait. He should take the fight to Erkal.
End of round 1.
That's Erkal's opening round, I think.
Yes, indeed. The Moroccan delegation were absolutely delighted by Ben-Bia's performance. As I say, the first ever boxer from that country to reach a major amateur championship final. And they feel that this will be like breaking the dam, that other boxers in Morocco have always had a little bit of an inferiority complex when it comes to appearing on the world stage. They feel that they'll look at Ben-Bia's achievement, whether he gets gold or silver here, and think, well, one of us has done it, now the rest of us can.
There's no doubt about that. That's the sort of thing that a country needs when, for example, Paul Griffin won the European Championships a couple of years ago, the first European gold medal for 40 years in Ireland, and it rose the level of boxing and their confidence about them. And they won 2 gold medals, or a gold medal last year and a silver medal in 2 years ago in Barcelona. No doubt it lifts the
Round
confidence.
2 ยกที่ 2
Second round, Ben-Biar, Morocco in red, Urkal, Germany, blue, Mr. Pozniak, Lithuania is our referee. Again, referee's had a pretty good tournament, Mr. Pozniak.
Yes, he's one of the good ones as well, no doubt about that. He's done an excellent job. Moroccan boxer is just, as I said, marginally too slow at the moment. He's a little bit sloppy with his punches, and Urkal is just quicker and sharper off with it. He's getting off quicker with his punches. You can see that there as he attacks Ben-Biar to the ropes. He's just marginally quicker. Straight, quick fire shots, and they're winning this fight for him so far. Urkal, see how quick he is there. When he makes you miss, he just jumps on you like a flash. Good left hook to the body too, that's good stuff. And unfortunately, Ben-Biar has shown his inexperience, and the German making a meal of that. He just fell back as if he was drunk there.
And Mr. Pozniak, not the sort of man to be taken in by those sort of theatrics.
No, and didn't pay any attention to it at all.
And did you see it? I don't know if you noticed that. There was a little sort of glance from Urkal over at the referee, just to sort of check, you know, that he wanted to make sure the referee saw what was going on if Urkal himself tried any little fancy down pieces. He's a cute, experienced fighter, is Urkal.
Yeah, he's very sharp here too, and again, I think he's won that second
หมดย
round
กที่
too.
2
Incidentally, you know, we mentioned the referees. I told you a little earlier in the week that the Cuban delegation had issued a formal statement alleging, basically, that the referees here were in the pocket of the German-run International Amateur Boxing Association, which has a German chief executive. The German team have now responded to this, saying that they hope the AIBA take action against these, quote, slanderous statements. And now the referees themselves have just literally had handed to me within the last few seconds a statement by the referees and judges of this World Cup, which says, and I quote, "We repudiate most energetically the defamatory allegations that state that Mr. Karl-Heinz Wehr and Professor Emil Jechev have instructed officials to favour any boxer from any country in this present tournament." So the Cubans really have either got to put up or shut up, I think. They've made these allegations. For my money, they're unfounded, but they do feel very hard done by in this tournament, that we do know.
Yes, and I feel that they have been hard done by, and that the Germans have had a little bit of favouritism, but I don't want to sort of cast any aspersions. They maybe just been lucky. But I think they've opened a can of worms, the Cubans.
Yeah, they certainly have, and well, let's just say Urkal has been a little bit fortunate with a couple of the decisions that have gone his way. Third round.
He's on top here tonight, Dave.
Absolutely, there's no doubt about
Much
that.
too sharp for
No doubt about that.
Ben-Biar.
I think Ben-Biar was just a little bit overawed in the first round and a half, appearing in his first major final. I'm sure all his countrymen at home are watching this, and there's a lot of responsibility on this young man. But he's loosened up now. He's limbered up. He's showing signs of the form that got him through to this final. That was a good left.
Decent left hook from the Moroccan, but he's just shown a little bit of naivety here, Dave, in everything that he does. He's a little bit inexperienced, and Urkal is sharper, quicker, and he knows what to do, and he knows what impresses the judges. He's been here before, and those quick-fire combinations are just taking him out ahead. Good referee, and he's an excellent referee, this man. Good combinations. The German can fire shots at such short range, like lightning.
Yes, good. He's a good boxer. He's ridden his luck. He's got here. He's made the best of it, and he's dominating this final so far. We're in round 3. There's some 20 seconds remaining.
Oh, good right hand from the Moroccan boxer. Beautiful shot.
That was. Best punch he's thrown. That'll give him a lot of confidence. But I feel a little bit too late in this round. Just a scant 6 seconds now remaining.
End of round 3.
Well, he might even have had a share of that round, Abdullah. He certainly lost the first 2, but he came back very strongly in that 3rd round. He will have narrowed the gap a little, not enough.
Yes, so not enough. Unfortunately, Urquhart has won most of the 2nd round, or most of the 3rd round, just lost it a little bit at the end of the round. Then Beale came into the fight, but he's just not throwing enough punches, not throwing enough fast punches. His movements are predictable, and Urquhart has spotted everything that he's going to do, and he's been able to counter-attack it every single time, and that's shown his experience here. But it's tremendous for Ben Beale to actually have got this far, and the experience that he will take away from this final will do him the world of good.
Let's not forget that in addition to their gold medals, each of the 12 winners will be presented with a magnificent cup at the end of this tournament. And of course we will have the overall winner named of the World Cup, selected by the World Cup jury. Could be Urquhart, you never know. Round 4. Urquhart cuffing Ben Beale away as the Moroccan came in.
Yeah, good counter puncher to this. Urquhart is actually, when he fought the Cuban, some of his counter punches were really smart. As I said, he was extremely lucky in that one, without sounding like I'm repeating myself, but his counter punching was really good, and he can do a little bit of both there. He comes forward, and what he does is he presents a target, asks you to throw punches at him, and then he just quickly shifts to the side, and he comes back with this jerky, rapid-fire combination. It's really good.
And Ben Beale, to his credit, has decided to try and give it a go now. There's no point in standing off and just letting Urquhart pick him to pieces.
He's got to have a go at him.
He's got to go down fighting.
Absolutely, he's got to go at him rapid fire. He's got to force him back.
That was a good right once again from Ben Beale. If he'd fought like this right from the opening bell, this contest could still be wide open. Urquhart still in front on my score chart.
Yeah, he's well out ahead here. And Ben Beale has got to do something sensational to win this fight. At the moment, he's putting up a tremendous performance. He's fighting better in this round than he's fought in any other one. And in fact, the 5 rounds suit him. But he needs to have worked harder. He needed to have worked harder before now. He's just not doing enough. Telling both corners to keep quiet.
The German corner, picture of innocence. Talk about butter wouldn't melt. What, us, ref? No, must be mistaken. And Beale want to keep his head up. Round 4 drawing to a close.
End of round 4 หมดยกที่ 4
Yes, again, I thought that Urquhart just shaded that round as well. And Beale fought on even terms the second half of the round, but the first part of the round was Urquhart's, I thought. And again, the rounds are close, but I think at the moment, Urquhart has got a commanding lead.
Yes, I would say maybe, 4, 5 points in front at this stage, something like that.
Maybe more.
Well, I hope that Ben Beale doesn't go down to too great a defeat, because it's nice to make the final, and it's nice to make a good showing in the final. The demoralisation would come in if he was very heavily beaten.
It would leave him a bit despondent, and it would take away some of the performances that he's put on so far in this competition. I hope it's not too wide a margin, but I fear that it's going to be substantial.
Round 5, Abdullah Ben-Biar of Morocco comes out of the red corner to face Otkay Urkal of Germany.
Now Ben-Biar is taking it to the German the way he should have been. So you can't give him time to get back, because I said he's a very good counter puncher. You've got to force him back to the ropes, take him right back to the ropes.
Going in with all guns firing, Ben-Biar getting a little bit careless in the process.
Good body shot from Urkal.
I bet he wishes this was a 10-rounder, not a 5-rounder. Getting better with each round, the Moroccan.
Definitely finishing stronger.
And you see Urkal again just looking at the referee, encouraging the referee to pull Ben-Biar up.
Yeah, this is the experience coming to the fore. This is better work from him. You see, he's not giving him room to get out here.
Good counter from Urkal.
Urkal has got tremendous short-range punches. You can't give him room at all. You've got to get him off and get him back to the ropes and tie him up. You've got to attack him and throw punches in the way. This guy's a slick mover, isn't he? He knows every trick in the book, the German.
Well, the two finals we've seen so far, really been two cracking contests, and really augurs well for the rest of the afternoon. Don't forget, in a short while, the three Thailand boxers will be in action. Oh my goodness, the place will erupt when they get into the ring. But this isn't so bad either.
That's a really decent fight. Every one of these finals are going to be excellent.
Good right,
good right, beautiful shot. Absolutely fabulous punch. That was a beautiful shot. He really had him out on his feet there.
He's left it too late. There's only 19 seconds left.
No. Oh, both of them are tripped up and fallen here. Maybe he had done him a bit of an injustice, but you see they had him a good shot there, David. Urkal
was definitely hurt there.
Staggered, no doubt about that.
Punch of the fight, that was. Well, we're inside the last 10. Ben-Biar has fought the last two rounds extraordinarily well, but I don't think quite well enough.
No, I'm afraid, in fact, I'll be a friend to him and give him the last round, but I don't think he's won it. Certainly not. I think he's
You're a
gone
hard
down
man to please.
Yeah, I think he's gone down to a heavy defeat. I think I'm being a realist when I say that I think Urkal has won the fight with a commanding lead.
Well, we shall see. Well, I agree with you, Urkal, as well. I'm not quite sure about the size of the margin, but we shall see soon enough. Here they come into the middle of the ring.
The winner is blue. Decision made on
Urkal has it. 14 points to 5. Ben-Biar disgusted. Well, it's a wide margin, isn't it? It's a 9-point margin. The Moroccans jeering, I should say, no doubt that the right man won. Let me emphasize that. We'll take another break. Join us for the medal ceremony in a moment. Medal ceremony time. Otkay Urkal getting his light welterweight gold and Morocco's first ever silver medal. Otkay Urkal. The cheers, the majority of them for Ben-Biar. Everybody always loves an underdog, don't they?
From Kazakhstan. It's an auspicious occasion.
And the two bronze medalists, the 19-year-old Ronaldo Galido of the Philippines, lost to Ben-Biar in the semis, and Boatnaya Zimbatov of Kazakhstan, who was rather controversially, shall we say, disqualified for slapping against Urkal. The medals will be presented by Vice Admiral Akitom Huntangkun, who is Commandant of the Royal Thai Naval Academy. And the gold goes round. Oh, welcome back. I gather you've lost live pictures from Thailand. My apologies for that. We're doing our very best to sort it out as quickly as possible. You're not missing any live boxing at the moment. That's the good news. We're awaiting a light heavyweight final between Sven Otka of Germany and Rostislav Zulishny of the Ukraine. How they got there? Well, Otka in the semi-final beat Ibragimov of Uzbekistan by 20 points to 3, while Zulishny beat the Russian boxer Arsen Jaliev by 17 points to 1. Earlier in the tournament, Otka had a bye in the first round, beat Ko of Korea 13 points to 2, Ben Gwesnia of Algeria 18 points to 10, before that semi-final win against Ibragimov. Sven Otka, the 1991 European champion, 27 years of age, and his opponent, who is 26 years of age, Rostislav Zulishny, beat Pino of Indonesia 17-1, then the world champion Ramon Gabi of Cuba 17-7, and well beat him too. No controversy about that contest. In the quarterfinal, Alvarez of Italy 17-1, and then that semi-final against Arsen Jaliev of Russia. Well, we are awaiting the arrival of His Royal Highness Crown Prince Maha Vajiralongkorn, and the bout will be held up until he gets here. So while we await His Highness's arrival, we'll take a short break. Back in a moment. Back, I gather you have got pictures once again coming from the Imperial Queen's Park Hotel here in Bangkok. That's the good news. The bad news is, I'm told that you're not hearing me and Barry McGuigan too well, but better you have pictures than no pictures, and I'm happy to tell you, you've mixed no boxing action at all, because, as I told you a moment or so ago, we await the arrival of His Royal Highness Crown Prince Maha Vajiralongkorn, who will be accompanied by the Amateur Boxing Association of Thailand President, Lieutenant General Chesna Tanajaro, and those two august gentlemen will be viewing the proceedings from here on in, and His Royal Highness will be presenting the 12 winners of the 12 weight divisions with their wonderful trophies, in addition to the gold medals and everything, and also trophies to the first, second and third teams in this tournament, and also the World Cup itself to the boxer that the international jury votes the outstanding boxer of this tournament. Any thoughts, Barry, who that might be at this stage?
Well, there's so many of them to pick from. There are so many. If you look right down from the light flyweights right through, it's the Armenian world champion of flyweight or light flyweight is quite incredible. I think the Thailand flyweight has been a sensation throughout this competition. I think that he will go on to be the champion here. He's fighting a very difficult opponent in the final, but I think he'll win through. And of course, the light middleweight Vastak has been outstanding as well. So has Felix Savon, and so there you go, Dave. Take your pick from them.
Well, I'm not sure. I think Savon too has been outstanding, but he's only had 2 fights here. He got a bye into the semi-final, and I'm not sure that they give the World Cup to a boxer who's only had 2 fights.
Oh, agreed entirely.
I think maybe the smart money might be on one of the Thailand boxers if they should win a gold. They've never won a gold medal before. Payar Puntarat won a silver in the very first World Cup in 1979 at Madison Square Garden in New York. He was the first ever Thai boxer to win a medal of any sort in a major tournament. He won the bronze medal in the 1976 Montreal Olympics, and then 3 years later took that silver at the Garden in New York City. But they're still waiting that elusive first gold medal. And incidentally, any Thai boxer that picks up a gold medal will be set here for life, because the Thai Amateur Boxing Association have donated money for the gold, silver and bronze medal winners, $500 a month to a gold medal winner for 30 years. That works out at $180,000. The silver medalist gets $250 a month for 30 years, which works out at $90,000. And the bronze medal... So any gold medalist from Thailand, Barry, $180,000.
That is incredible. That's fantastic, and it's a great incentive for these young guys. They don't need to turn professional, do they?
Well, I'm not sure where it leaves their amateur status, but...
สีสันของการเชียร์ นักชกไทย3 คนของเราในวันนี้นั้นก็คงจะเป็นที่พอใจนะครับของบรรดาผู้ที่เข้าชมเป็นระเบียบเรียบร้อยครับภายในบริเวณซึ่งจะถือเป็นการจัดที่สมเกียรติและเป็นที่ยกย่องของบรรดาผู้ร่วมแข่งขัน53 ประเทศที่มาร่วมแข่งขันของเรานั้นผมเชื่อว่าจากประสบการณ์ต่างๆจากการต้อนรับการเตรียมการตลอดจนการบริการต่างๆเมื่อเข้ากลับในบ้านเขาคนที่ติดตามมานั้นผมว่าประมาณ5 นาทีถือว่าที่มาดูการที่ก็จะนำสิ่งที่พบเห็นสิ่งที่มีความต่างๆไปเล่าสู่กันฟังคนที่ตามมาก็คือนักท่องเที่ยวจากต่างชาติใน53 ประเทศที่มาแข่งขันนั้นเขาก็คงอยากจะมาเรียนทุกคนได้อันที่เชื่อต้องมาเนี่ยก็จะเชื่อทำให้มีหลายสิ่งหลายอย่างดีขึ้นในเรื่องของการเศรษฐกิจ
Well, sort of anyway, but I'm delighted to tell you that His Royal Highness Crown Prince Maha Vajiralongkorn has arrived at the arena and been welcomed and taken his seat. There is His Royal Highness, who is quite a keen sports fan. He's the honorary president of the Thai Amateur Cycling Association and the Fencing Association of Thailand, and he's being presented with
และคงจะเริ่มต้นในคู่ที่3ต่อไปนะครับในรุ่นไลท์เฮฟวีเวทพิกัดน้ำหนัก80 กิโลกรัมครับฝ่ายแดงคือนักชกจากเยอรมันเวนออสเจและน้ำเงินที่คู่ก็คือลอสซินัฟตูรินีจากยูเครนครับความจริงแล้วทั้งเยอรมันและยูเครนนั้นก็คงจะเป็นนักชกที่เราคุ้นๆกันอย่างดีทีเดียวนะครับเป็นนักชกจากเยอรมันคนที่5ที่จะขึ้นจริงในปีนี้เยอรมันเข้าทีม6 รุ่นในการได้ไปแล้ว2 เหรียญครับ
คุณวรุษครับในเรื่องของคะแนนรวมแต่ละทีมนั้นเข้า
for the Prince.
Judge number 1 is Mr. Muhili Ojo from Nigeria. Judge number 2 is Mr. Osvaldo Bisbal from
Well, there is
Argentina. Judge number 3
the
is
German
Mr.
Sven
Winchu
Otka,
from
the
Thailand.
1991 European
Judge
champion,
number 4
27 years of age,
Safaras from the United States.
and his
And
opponent, the
Judge
world
number
ranked number
5 is
6 from
Mr.
Ukraine,
Wakari
Rostislav
from
Zulishny,
Algeria.
who, as I say, came off a
Ring doctor
terrific
is
win
Dr.
against Ramon
Gabi
Garbi from Cuba, the world champion, in the second round, and he beat Garbi fair and square, Barry.
I thought so. It was a difficult fight, but I thought he came through it with flying colours, and he's here in the final, and I'm looking forward to seeing him. Otka's small for a light heavyweight in comparison to Zulishny, but he's a hell of a fighter.
round
Otka.
1 ยกที่ 1
Tough guy.
First round,
In stature to the lightweight German. Very similar
Marco
style.
Rudolph.
Marco Rudolph, very similar in style to Rudolph. But Zeleshny is big, quick reflexes, and as you can see, taking the fight straight to Otka.
ส่วนฝ่ายน้ำเงินนี่คือก็เป็นอันดับ6ของโลกทีเดียวนะครับแล้วก็เป็นเจ้าของเหรียญทองแดงในเงิน10.993ที่ต่างกันนี่เองก่อนการชกที่ผ่านมาในครั้งนี้นั้นก็รอบแรกชนะ
up on the light heavy, just a slip. A little bit of moisture on the canvas, causing Otka just to lose his footing momentarily.
Good, quick right hand from Zeleshny. Turns the right hand over very quickly. Holds the hand a bit low, left hand, but pulls the head back ever so quickly. He's got a good, very good reflexes. He's out reaching Otka, and he's using that reach to his advantage so far. We've seen a lot of boxers in this competition that haven't really used their physical advantages over their opponents. The fact that they were taller, they weren't able to use their advantages, but Zeleshny is using his reach and his quick stab and jab and quick fire right hand to great effect in this round. But Otka's coming back into it now, Dave.
The peekaboo style the German in red has, with the gloves held up in front of his face.
Zelishny looks a little bit the looser of the two. Otka looks a little bit tight at the moment.